tuning in. The name is Law Nation. We're going to talk about this the right way. I really appreciate each and every last one of you all. Let's get it. Let's go. The grind for your mind is necessary. Shout out to all of the day ones. If you're a day one, let me know. And you know what I mean when I say that. Let's get it. Come on. Life like this, I wish the raindrops would fall. It's crazy, baby. But it is what it is at this point. Come on. Let's get it. Come on. Right. Who's running? Who's scared? Who's nervous? Where that panic button swat at right now? Come on. Come on. As the room fill up, be sure to smash that like button. Subscribe to the nation. Let's get it, Cowboy Nation. One way or another. But they really say still ain't no party like a cowboy party, right? And shout out to all my day ones.
Gotta throw a party for my day ones.
No doubt. Let's get it. Right. The name is Law Nation. Let me know if the audio's straight. I know you guys heard of the news of Tyron Smith. He's out. He's not going to be able to play and get ready until December-ish. That's a long time. I can tell you, this is not an unknown situation, because if you were to think of it as the unknown, you would clearly say to yourself,
simply because you don't have evidence that something does exist does not mean that you have evidence that something doesn't exist.
So we know for sure that this was going to happen. It's not an element of surprise, right?
Well, what I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns, things we don't know that we don't know.
So we knew all of this was going to happen.
You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it.
So with that being said, the Cowboys should be looking at this situation and saying, all right, how do we fix this issue? All right, so from listening in to what Jerry Wayne Jones said on First Take, you know, that was the only reason why I listened to First Take. It's been years almost before I've seen a full episode or series on First Take. But that's a story of a different day. One thing that I can pull from that is that he was saying literally that this will be a setback. Excuse me, Cowboy Nation. We should already knew of this before it was even kicked off, right? So with that being said, you got Tyler Smith, who you drafted. I think that when you really contextualize Tyler Smith, they drafted him for a left tackle. But they was going to kick him inside so that he can develop and get some playing time up under him, because there was a voided spot. Now the building is crashing and everything else is burning down. There are multiple other ways we can look at this. And I'm going to tell you, regardless, there's no shortcut to success. Let me repeat, there's no shortcut to success. So if the Cowboys decided to build their foundation, their plan of the front five on a weak situation, meaning that they had to know that Tyron Smith was going to get hurt, right? There was no element of surprise. Last time I think he played all 16 to 17 games for, I believe, the year 2015 or 16. That's a long time ago. That's many a moons ago. So the Cowboys' plan now is to usher in Matt Waletzko, right, who's already battled and got some war wounds and scar wounds. Also, their plan is to also elevate Josh Ball, who we can all say, yeah, he didn't show us that much. You're going to end up getting your quarterback hurt, right? And the strongest piece on this offensive line so far is Zach Martin, right? That's the strongest piece on this offensive line is Zach Martin. And I'm hearing news and noise of people saying, hey, what about this, Law? Can we just go ahead and move Zach Martin at tackle? Well, that notion is brought up. That notion is something to think about. But here's the thing. I recall Zach Martin saying he didn't want to play tackle, even though he can play tackle. So in a perfect world, you would kick Zach Martin, just hear me out, put that butter knife down, get your hand. Look, don't bring the panic man into this fight. Get that panic man up out of here, right? Get your hand off the panic button, too. I get it. You guys may want to press that button and everything. But in my world, in the world that we can look at it and say to ourselves, all right, Zach Martin, let him be your right tackle. Connor McGovern, who played unbelievable at guard, let him be your right guard, right? And then you can put Matt Forniarco or Tyler Biadasz as that center. You guys let me know. But Tyler Biadasz for sake of continuity, right? Keep Tyler Smith at that guard spot. And then, of course, Terrence Steele as your left tackle. Here's the thing. The Cowboys will not do that. The Cowboys are not built to do that. They would rather say, hey, let's see how we can do it this way before it goes that way, meaning that they're going to insert Josh Ball, or it could be Matt Walesko. I don't think that they would go out there and get Whitworth, who was out there. I believe he retired this year, and he's long in the tooth, and I don't think that they would go out there and get Eric Fisher. I don't think they will. But it is a situation. I see some people in the chat say they're pressing. Let's listen to the mighty Brad Sham before we get into the phone calls. I really appreciate everybody for jumping in. Do me a huge favor. Hit that like button or share this content. Let's get it.
Where have you stood? This has been a topic for a while here, right? What to do with Tyron? You know he's going to miss some games. Where have you stood on cutting bait with him a few years ago, not putting yourself in this predicament every single year? Where have you stood on this yearly topic?
Well, I am not totally objective because I just love the guy. And when he's healthy, he's still one of the best in the business. So cutting bait was never my first option. They have tried to address it. Right. They just haven't got the right guy.
Shout out to you, Law.
They thought Ball was maybe going to be the guy, and then he got hurt last year. So he is now where he would have been a year ago. They were hoping Waletzko would be someone who might address it, and then he got hurt. Now he's back out working now, but I don't know what his physical status is, and he's not ready to help. And the fact of the matter is, it's harder to find left tackles, offensive tackles, maybe offensive linemen in general, but particularly tackles. I would challenge you to find a position in organized team sports harder to find than offensive tackles.
Let me echo what my guy, the mighty Brad Sham, is saying. For those who banging on the table, who already throwing the baby out with the bathwater, I want you guys to just get off of this right quick. I'll sacrifice you guys leaving, right? And pull up Trevor Penning's tape, right? Just pull up Trevor Penning's tape, right? Pull up Akeem Ikwanu tape, right? And he's played for the Carolina Panthers, right? And Trevor Penning plays for the New Orleans Saints. And let me know, did Josh Ball present a better preseason tape than those two boys? And I believe, if my memory served me correct, those two guys were drafted in the first round. Let me know if I'm wrong. So when you start talking about tackles, guards, or what have you, there is a thing that you have to really look at it and say, hey, there's going to be a levels of growing pains. There will be some hiccups. The best way that you can get better in your craft is getting out there on the field. right? Think about all of the people that was drafted way ahead of Terrence Steele, who went undrafted, by the way. So before you guys press that panic button, keep that into your mind. And then we do got Avante Collins here too that got some skill sets, got some time out there on the field that just probably need a chance and an opportunity to shine. Shout out to you, man. Dallas the Great said Zion Johnson. It was 1 year, and I think we made it all the way to the playoffs. And I think we lost an offensive lineman. Can you guys include me? Can you guys include me on that year? Was it 2016 we lost an offensive lineman or something like that? Can somebody help me out? Was it 14 that we lost an offensive lineman? So it's not over with yet. We just started. And it's good, believe it or not, that it happened this time versus week 3, week 4. I know we building the plane as we fly, but I just come here to tell you guys that this situation could go the other way and still work out for us. Nah, Eastside Harold says bring back Chaz Green. It's amazing that you know who Chaz Green is and you're Texans. But appreciate you, man. Let's listen to more of these guys.
I was doing a thing with Zach Martin yesterday for Sirius NFL Radio, a little show I did last night, and I asked him, wow. Are there enough good offensive linemen? When I say good, I'm talking about the standard that they want to play at, championship. Are there enough good offensive linemen in the league, in the country? And he said, no, there aren't. Mm-hmm. And that's what personnel people will tell you.
Right.
So they have tried to address it. That's what drafting Tyler Smith was. That's what drafting Josh Ball was.
Let's get it.
And well, let's go too. And so now I would say the early leader of the clubhouse for what they need to do in the draft next year is find a top shelf offensive tackle.
Brad Sham, voice of the boys in the Diamond Factory hotline. If Tyler Smith can't win the left guard spot, how worried should we be about him playing the most important left tackle spot?
Well, the short answer is worried, but I would caution that you have to listen to what they said. And it was the same thing with Gallup. What Jerry said about Gallup and what McCarthy said about Tyler Smith yesterday were somewhat similar. He didn't say that Tyler Smith wasn't going to be the starting left guard. He said if the season started tomorrow, he wasn't going to be the starting left guard. And the season's not starting tomorrow. They got 2 more weeks. That who knows why he said that? Maybe he thinks the kid needs a little burr under the saddle. I don't think so. That's not consistent with what we've heard about him. But maybe he's just being honest. Maybe he's.
Well, yeah, he is probably playing some. Look. This time of the season, you got to still play mind foolery with everyone, right? You don't want to make sure that everybody is feeling comfortable, too comfortable. I told people before is that if the moment you feel comfortable and you trying to get something going, switch it up. When things are too easy, there's a little dishonesty to it, right? So sometimes you got to switch it up. You trying to conquer. That's why I say with the Jim Rowan saying, let it find me conquering a new mountain, not sliding down an old one, right? Sometimes, I feel too comfortable. I'll sleep on the floor, right? I'll sleep on the floor. Sometimes I'll sleep on the opposite side of the bed. I don't want to get too comfortable with this. Switch it up, Cowboy Nation. And I'm just talking to you guys individually. Now, this is still a situation whereas this team going to have to look back at this and say, all right, cool. We're missing La'el Collins from last year, right? All right. We missing also number 19, Amari Cooper. We missing Cedric Wilson. Oh, what we going to do now is panic man time. With my panic man, press the panic button because we're not in a situation that we are able to win because we missing all of these guys. It's not going to happen, Law. Let's cry river because these boys can't get it done. Oh, where the panic man at? But no, you got to get out of your comfort. There's no success. Absolutely, write this down. There's no success with comfort. You do. Now, granted, I do see another lineup that someone said. What about this, Law? Tyler Smith at left tackle, Connor McGovern at guard, well, of course, left guard, Tyler Biotish at that center role, and then, of course, Zach Martin and Terrence Steele. Just swapping the two. That could be a situation.
Trying to boost McGovern. Who knows what he's doing there? But that doesn't mean that Tyler Smith would not have been the starting left guard. So on the face of it, it's a perfectly reasonable conclusion for you to reach to say, well, how can he be the left tackle? But maybe he could. I mean, that's the position that he played. Now, Sean.
Well, since Eastside Harold's in here, shout out to you. So are you willing to put money down? Are you saying that your Texans will be better than the Dallas Cowboys? Are you willing to put that out there? Are you willing to let that hang? Since you said Law is selling dreams, are you buying? Because I'm quite sure and I quite understand that you are a Texans fan. Shouldn't you be listening to the Law Nations of the Texans, right? Let me get that straight.
I have not seen him take a snap at left tackle, and I haven't missed a practice. So that seems to me to be a tall order, but you don't know. You don't. That's why we watch sports. Yeah. Strange
Simply
things
because you don't have evidence that something does exist does not mean that you have evidence that something doesn't exist.
Great point by Sham. You know, and that is the truth of it. Just like I can sit here and say, let's use the Texans for an example. Who have a better left tackle or right tackle right now, the Houston Texans or the Cowboys? Who have a better guard, the Houston Texans or the Cowboys? Center. We can go line by line, and you would look at, and then you would really contextualize the NFL, and you would say, hey, majority of offensive linemen, there's not elite offensive linemen growing off trades. There's not every team that's going to have an elite offensive lineman. Look, when you contextualize it, when you really dive deep into it, you will sit back and say, all right, what are we talking about? Oh, it's the Cowboys. It's the reason why everybody is panicking. That's the craziest thing. That's the craziest thing. Eddie Jones, I had to use him since he was in the chat, you know. But I can go on and on. Right now, even with the hope and the dreams for the Giants fans, the New York Giants fans, collectively, on a sheet of paper, you would say over the last 2 years that they went and got some movement for their offensive linemen. And what did that result for them? Laramie Tunsil is nice, but I can book it that the Cowboys would still have a better record than the Houston Texans. Right or wrong?
These dire emergencies, and there are success stories.
Shout out to my dog, Blue Virus.
Sit back and watch.
What have you seen from Tyler Smith yourself, and what have you heard about him?
What I've heard about him is all glowing, but what I've seen and heard are somewhat consistent, that he is a tremendous talent, smart, hard worker, incredibly powerful,
big facts.
Willing, wants to be good, and has some technique work to learn. He didn't play a lot of football in high school. It's not like he's been playing since he was, in the 7th grade. And so he has some stuff to learn. He obviously got some technique stuff to clean up in the penalty department, but I have not heard one person say, oh, we got the wrong guy. I mean, I've talked to a lot of people. I had one guy say to me, remember Lyle Collins as a rookie, and he'd get out in space and everyone would go, holy cow. and he said that he's that guy. And then but then on the next play, because he was kind of raw, then there'd be a whiff. So that's growing pains for a lot of rookie players. I had another guy tell me that he reminded him of Ron Leary in 2016, and Leary was the guy who made that offensive line go. Leary was better than Lyle Collins in training camp in 2016. They wanted Collins to play, and he got the job at left guard. And they kind of plugged along for a few weeks. They were winning, but he wasn't doing great. Then Collins got hurt. Leary went in. That's when the offensive line took over. Now, Leary was, a similar kind of physical player to Tyler Smith, and those are the comparisons I've heard.
Yeah, the comparisons with strength. You want to build your core from the inside out, right? Tackles became a very valuable asset to teams because of the fact that we became a pass-happy league. But if you're looking for a team that can run the ball, it all starts with your maulers. And 9 times out of 10, those are people who shake the ground when they walk. Your guards, your centers, right? So there was a unique graphic up there, and I don't have it with me, but I have it in my memory that I want to share with you guys. With Tyron Smith running to that left side, they average 4.8 yards per tote. That's not nothing to sneeze at, right? Without him, they average 4.1 yards per tote. But that is with Connor McGovern, right? That was the guard during their time frame. So now when we contextualize it, like, okay, if you have Josh Ball, hear me out, put that butter knife down, right? And if you keep Tyler Smith at that guard spot, the Cowboys in these 2 preseason games both average more than 4.8 yards per tote. And I know it's preseason. It's hard to scale it. It is absolutely hard to scale it. The biggest reservations on Josh Ball is his pass pro protection. Show of hands that's in the chat. Show of hands in the chat. Who wanted the Cowboys to run the ball more anyhow? Let me see. Give me a thumbs up if you wanted the Cowboys to run more anyhow. So if you put Ball out there with Tyler Smith, and this is me just speaking rationale to y'all, and if you want to feel antsy, you can go somewhere else. But those are the facts, and you can't out debate the facts. That's why I'm undefeated when I'm talking facts. So if you want to run the ball, then you run behind that. Everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, Tupac and Biggie, shout out to my guy West Coast, right? Balls Cowboy Sports. And majority of the people who've been banging on the table, hey, we need to run the ball. Well, excuse me. Put the situation out there so that you can do such. I'm literally looking at it like this. At this point, Tyler, be honest, you might have not gave up a sack all last year, but you had 11 penalties, and you was walked back with pressure. Give me that Matt Forniak, however you say that man's name. That boy is strong as an ox. Number 68, get upfield. Made Malik Davis. I thought that was Terrell Davis out there. Shoot, give me that. But we will find out. We got 2 weeks to figure this out. We got a game tomorrow that I can't wait to see. And I was telling people that this should be a game that Tyler Smith, although he got that hurt ankle or what have you, they may have to put that on ice. Maybe he just don't even dress up for tomorrow. I don't know. But if he's able to push off, then let me see that. But 9 times out of 10, you got what you wanted. You wanted a team to run the ball. Well, let's do it. Lace them up and let's get it.
So I think his future is very bright, and it may or may not be that they're asking him for his future to be drastically accelerated.
Brad, if they don't ultimately roll with Tyler Smith at left tackle and they say, look, we got to go out and we got to acquire somebody, and recognizing what you've said, which is there is a talent deficit at this position across the NFL, and so it's very difficult to find. Do you think the Cowboys still are potentially looking at they've got to make 2 acquisitions here? You've got to go get a left tackle to replace Tyron Smith, and then you need to go get a swing tackle to sit on this roster until Tyron's back.
That will be Collins. That will be Collins, number 76 from TCU. I think that he should be the swing tackle. He's physical. He's strong. His kick slide is there. He can move in space. He got positional flex. He got guard positional flex as well. I think that when you look back at his tape and you look back at everything, you will see. When I was out there in Oxnard, let me see if I can find it. I had Coach Marv illustration here. Give me 1 second. Coach, bam, get this out the way. This is after practice. And if anybody can understand anything, Tyron Smith worked with him. And I got another clip, I just don't have it chopped, that Tyron Smith literally, hand to hand, worked on certain moves with Collins, and that's Collins right there. And I wish I had the other clip where Tyron Smith was showing Collins, hey, this is where your step and this is where your position need to be. But see, this is the unknown. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people will look at this and be like, here's Law selling dreams. Here's Law pouring the Kool-Aid out without measuring, right? This is Law giving you sucrose Kool-Aid filled to the top. This is Law going to give you a diabetic shock with so much sugar in this Kool-Aid. But if you've been there, you would know I'm telling the absolute truth that 76 is that guy. 76 is that guy. But let it be told, we don't know anything. But it is what it is.
That depends really, Bobby, on what they think of ball. And now you're asking really a difficult thing. Now you're trying to find 2 tackles 2 weeks before the season. And that's why, like Sean said, I said 2 days into camp, they better go get some tackles. That could be the case, but I think that's a tall order. I think that's asking the impossible because I don't think that's out there. So they're going to look first at every available internal option. And, the fact that Tyler Smith hasn't practiced this week, they say his ankle injury is minor. And I don't know if this means he was not going to play tomorrow night or what.
Tomorrow night. He probably
but now they've got to reevaluate the whole thing. You know what? They're paying some guys a lot of money to figure that stuff out.
They are.
Brad Sham, voice of the boys, here with Sean and RJ. Bobby Belt in for Choppy. How does the offense get adjusted?
Break it down, Brad.
I think it might be a little less disruptive than we think because just Tyron's just so good when he's healthy. But you may have to use tight ends to help protect on that side. There may be some passing routes that you run a little bit less. But it kind of depends on who they get to play left tackle and how that person does. So I think that I think there are adjustments you can make, and it may be that the offense will not have as big a playbook, not as big a list of options available to it for a while until they figure out what it is they're going to do.
All right, so this is where I truly disagree with Sham, and shout out to him. I think the playbook will still be the same. And I can tell you from my thoughts, I would love for this team to get back to the run. But later on today, when I show you majority of the clips, it was shotgun formation. We going to still throw the ball. But the playbook will be still the same, in my opinion. Looking back at it, it's not like Tyron Smith practiced every day, even in the practices. It was multiple practices that he didn't practice. Matter of fact, about 2 months ago, before even OTAs started, there's a video that I did and I posted. And let me see if I can find that video. We're going to upload it on the screen together, right? But that is the reality of it. And let Brad continue to talk.
Unless it's Josh Ball. And that, I keep reading it. McCarthy's talked about Avion Collins, and he's only played right tackle in camp. Now, he's got some experience in the league. I haven't been overwhelmed with him, but I'm not a scout. But unless it's Josh Ball, whoever is going to play left tackle hasn't played there with these guys this summer. So there's going to be a little bit of an adjustment period. It's not a good time for that, but sometimes they have to make choices that they really didn't want to make.
Who else has stood out to you in the practices and the preseason
Talking
games?
about,
I think that thank you for remembering what I said about the safeties, but I also think that...
And by the way, no, we haven't talked about this morning. Mukwamu got banged up yesterday, right?
he did.
Yeah, I saw that. Bobby, what was it? What did he have?
He walked out at the beginning of team period, walked off the field, and when he came back, without speculating too much, when he came back in team period, he was talking to Britt Brown for a while and looked like he was, stretching out a groin.
Okay, well, again, he's got 2 weeks. If it's not overly serious, then. But he's one of those guys who I think has really taken a big step forward. One of those guys that is one of the reasons I thought the safety group was good. The defensive tackle group is pretty good, and I think that they remind me a little bit of what was going on in the interior in the early 90s.
No doubt. Hold on. Let's see if I can find his video right quick. Appreciate everybody. Here we go. And we're going to play this one right quick if we can. All right. So this was literally me talking about this 2 months ago. Let's listen in to what I had to say. Talking about Tyron Smith with this topic in Cowboy Nation, we all know that this team plays better with Tyron Smith. Probably had the same outfit on. But the problem is when Tyron Smith is not healthy, you see the drop-off as relates to the offense. And it's better to not have him out there if he's not healthy. That's just the reality of it. And this has been a difficult moment for the Cowboys to move on from Tyron Smith, and it's difficult. And it's one of those situations whereas the Cowboys must look into the mirror and say to themselves, do they still continue to be with Tyron Smith, or do they go ahead and develop another left tackle or invest in another left tackle? This is the number one truth. They drafted Tyler Smith to one day play at left tackle. But for right now, he will be playing at your left guard spot. Now, Matt Waletzko, he played primarily at left tackle and on the left side of the field. And he will be an interesting topic to talk about all through offseason. But there's another guy by the name of Josh Ball. So should this camp focus in on that, juxtaposed to looking at Tyron Smith? Those are the hard truths that the Cowboys must pay attention to, because those are valuable reps, those are valuable time and opportunities for players to develop and learn and pick up the craft. Now, there is an old saying that, man, even Tyron Smith at 60% is better than majority of the guys that's out there at 100%. I can go back and forth with that, but this is the problem with Tyron Smith. If you look back and you pull up his game tape, it always take him at least one game to get right. All right, so that was me months ago. Months ago. And I'm right on the money with it now. So there are those who will say, hey, Law, he ain't going to do this. I already said the solution. I already said that, hey, you have to give these other guys chances. Oh, you know what happened? It happened organically because he wasn't even at the OTAs because he was dealing with an injury there. Go back and check this video out and let me know, was I right or wrong? So let's hit this button right here, and you guys can go and check my old video that I was right then. I had the same hoodie on. If I take my headband off, you would think that, hey, but my line was crispy then. It was crispy. I just came from there getting my hair cut. But y'all know how this thing goes. So this is not nothing. This is not something new under the sun. So let's go with this, Cowboy Nation. Let me see who's been waiting here patiently. I got the 562. You're live.
Yo, what's the deal, Law? How you doing today?
Hey, man, I'm well, man. I can't complain. Talking to you right now, so I know it's going to be a good day. Talk to me.
Oh, man, I had to put the butter knife down, man.
Put that
I was
butter
like, hold
knife
on.
down.
Like, I had to put it down. So I was like, all right. But you wouldn't think it'd be wise to kick Tyler Smith to the left and move Govern to the guard spot and just leave everybody else where they're at?
All right, so that was my stance when I did that video 2.5 months ago.
I didn't see the video.
Yeah, you didn't see the video. But yeah, now here's the thing. When Tyler Smith first got here, they said, okay, he's working on left side. Period. They didn't give him identity of playing guard or tackle. They said he's going to be on the left side. And I know you remember that report. It is better. Now, the craziest thing, but both of the Smith hurt. Whether it's minor or major, Tyler Smith is hurt right now. So, and it's hard to penetrate. I'm just being 100 with y'all. I ain't finna lie to kick it. It's hard to penetrate whether the Cowboys will tell you the truth, whether it's really a minor injury or a major injury with Tyler. But I can tell you, when he get back, you might as well rip the Band-Aid off, put him at left tackle, and get it rolling from there. You already had sufficient amount of reps for Connor McGovern playing at left guard all through training camp, because I was pissed off about that, by the way, because I was sitting there like, hey, why you keep getting them at left guard reps and you're taking reps away from Tyler Smith? Maybe, just maybe, they already knew something was about to happen with Tyron Smith, and they was getting this whole process together, and everybody else been hoodwinked. That could be the situation, but I don't know until week 1.
True. And, next man up, hopefully, they step up to the plate and be able to perform at least until Tyron Smith gets back.
That would be the whole option there. But the offensive line unit really impressed me during the preseason, believe it or not, pushing people off the ball, averaging over 4.8 yards per tote week 1 of preseason. I know we talking about preseason. And then the second preseason game, getting back to the run with that Cooper Rush series and drive that put hope. Here's my thing with this. For all of the detractors. If it wasn't necessary for these guys to get pushed, then how come we didn't do this last year with our offensive line or the year before that? You see what I'm saying? So we know for sure that there's been an improvement, whereas on the run, these guys are getting big pushes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
True. So now with this injury, do we still stick to the run? Do we run more, or are we still going to be a pass-happy offense?
What do you do for a living?
Storekeeper at for the school district.
School district. So you keep up the store. Now,
yeah. With
that being said, if I was to ask you to do something different outside of your scope, you would sit there and say, "Hey, man, I ain't used to doing that. I keep the store. I don't clean the bathrooms and mop the store. You know what I'm saying? We got to call the janitor in to do that. You do what you're comfortable of doing, and you being the storekeeper of the books with the kids and everything, what have you. That is what you do. Now, the same could be said with Kellen Moore. In the pinch, he's going to go back to his comfort. He's going to go back to the Scott Linehan's and the Jason Garrett philosophy, because that's what he's known for. I don't see that this team is one of those teams that's stubborn, because you got to be stubborn to run the ball. When it's getting 2 yards, you're getting 1 yard, you got to plow it through, and then by third and fourth quarter, those 1 to 2 yards that you was getting on the run equates to 5 and 6 yards. So I just don't see this team doing that. I can hope that they do it, but I just don't see them doing that. That's me being 100 with you.
Okay. So what now, do you think Kellen Moore would move Zeke to the left side and the tight end to help chip that side, just to secure that left side?
Only if it's a threat. Now, you can mask it with 12 personnel. Of course, you can put 2 tight ends on one side and still run your package or what have you. I think that play actions and all of that is earned in the NFL. If you can establish the run, I like Ezekiel Elliott running behind big guards or what have you. And if they keep Tyler Smith inside, right, or if he run behind Zach Martin and he's getting these 3 and 4 yards per tote, then hopefully that will earn the right for us to do the play action. Our biggest problem last year is that this team couldn't defeat the quarters defense, and when they dropped 7, I guess you can go ahead and say 7 players in the backfield, and the guys that we did hit underneath, they wasn't getting separation. So hopefully we can uncover that right there.
Okay. Hey, man.
Yep.
It's gonna be an interesting season, you know. So, hey, we still gonna win our division. So it's just how it's gonna look when we win the division.
Every year, put it like this, just to, because I know you said you had the butter knife and you put it down. The the whole thing about it, every year there was controversy, right? Or some type of weird thing that happened. The Cowboys eventually went all the way to the playoffs, right? Now we just want to go a little bit further. In 2014, before that season started, I believe we lost one of our main offensive linemen and somebody else we missed for that year, and then 2014 happened. In 2016, Tony Romo went down. Everybody was crashing and burning, being panic man, and then we went to the playoffs. Oh, in 2018, there was no wide receiver by committee. The Cowboys started off 3-5. We went to the playoffs. You see how this pattern would go? Just this past last season, meat falling off the bone with Dak Prescott, coming off of a compound fracture injury from his ankle. Cowboys not going to the playoffs. Cowboys blah, blah, blah. And all we did was went 12-5 and made it to the playoffs. So I believe that there's something that this team will have in store out of this discomfort.
Yeah. Hey, you sound.
I appreciate you,
facts,
bro.
Lord, I can't deny it. Like, you speaking facts. So I was like, all right. Well,
I was waiting for the rebuttal, man, but I appreciate you, man.
Nah, I ain't got no rebuttal for that. I was like, well, damn, like, oh, you're speaking facts. Like, okay.
Yeah.
What's it? Yeah.
I appreciate you, fam, man. Let me hear you say something,
too,
man.
man.
How about them Cowboys or something, man? What you
How
got, man?
about them Cowboys, baby? Law Nation, stand up.
Stand up, man. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, that's my guy right there for the 562, man. So you guys get what I'm saying, right? Y'all hear me? Y'all hear me? That's what we do. I don't look. If anybody have the rebuttal, let me know. Look. Let me get the cold truth up in the house, man. From the 314, you're live.
Lord, you done forgot my name. You done tagged me with, man. You nickname me.
Hard
Truth.
Hard
Truth.
I put the hard in there, man. Well, I got part of it, right? Cold truth. Now, all right, the cold hard truth.
There you go, Lord. What's up, brother?
Man, it's all good, man. It's all good, man. Right now, man, they talking about my Cowboys, man. They said we ain't gonna make it, man, without Tyron, man. They got me crying.
Hey, Lord. Hey, man. Shout out to Cowboy Nation, man. But as usual, man, I gotta bring the cold hard truth.
The cold hard truth segment. Go ahead.
Let me say this, Lord. I love your optimism, man. I really do. I wish I could. You know, I'm almost envious of you and jealous. I wish I could share that spirit. I really do, man. But I've been a fan all my life, like you, man. And it's like playoffs just ain't gonna do it for me at this point. You know, I hear the points you're making about 14 and 16. How
Right.
The adversity.
Right.
But it didn't end up in the. I'm at this point, Law. It's just like, you know, you can't have disappointment without expectation.
Right.
So I just look at the Cowboys. I'm the fan now that just view it as entertainment.
Yeah.
I'm not. I remove my emotional investment from it because I'm, you know, fool me once, you know what I'm saying, fool me twice. Like, I got tired of running down that same rabbit hole of Jerry Jones just kind of running us like a mom and pop type of business with his family.
Yeah.
And I'll use this example, man. Like, here we are. We go into the season knowing damn well what Tyron Smith injury history is,
Right.
resume is. We know that. You would think now, being a billionaire businessman and Jerry Jones, I'm sure on the business side of things, when he do something, he has a plan A, B, C,
Right,
J.
right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right, true
But
that.
when it comes to the football team, there is no plan B for Tyron Smith. They went into the season hoping without a plan.
Right.
Hope itself don't get you shit. You got to have a plan to follow that.
But hope also is hold on, pain is ending. You know, you see. But hold on. Here's the cold hard truth right here with that. What round was Josh Ball drafted?
I don't remember. Refresh my memory.
Somebody got to refresh my memory too. I think he was a 4th round or 5th round draft pick. And I'm not saying that Josh Ball can walk on water, by the way. And I believe that Matt Waletzko was a 5th round draft pick. But what we got to understand too is that they did draft Tyler Smith. It's not like they went into these last 2 years without even looking at offensive linemen. But when you look across the board, and if I start pulling up the Saints, or if I even pull up the Ravens, or even I start pulling up maybe Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who they got their slew of injuries to hit their offensive linemen too, there are not a team in the NFL that got all of their offensive linemen healthy. And that is the hardest position to evaluate, because I promise you, there will be more crying Cowboy fans right now if you had Trevor Penning right now on this team, and if you've seen his preseason tape, or the other kid, Akeem Ikwanu, I think that's how you say his name, for the Carolina Panthers, there will be more people crying about those boys getting blown off the ball, looking like chopped meat out there on the field versus what we've seen so far with our team.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. But you made a point earlier, a statement earlier that I agree with. But me agreeing with it, it also just states the sad reality of kind of where we are as an offensive line. When you said earlier, Tyron Smith at 60%,
yep,
it's better than our other guy. Like that's a cold hard fact.
It's a
like,
fact.
That's the truth. But with that being said, that also says how sad of a shape we're in as far as depth. We can't even get to speaking about offensive line depth because we can't fill out a 5 healthy man line right now. And what you said about other lines not being fully healthy, that's true.
Big facts.
The difference in this scenario is this man has a long track history of injuries, and we still and trust me, he should go in the Cowboys Ring of Honor, in my opinion.
Wait a minute. Well, go ahead. Yeah.
As far as what he's meant to our organization, but where he stands now physically, the fact that we thought or hoped that he would go through a season healthy, that is ludicrous, man. Like, come on, like at his age.
True.
Come on, like,
hey, you speaking nothing but the truth. But to every argument, there's also a counter argument, right? Like we seen a healthy Travis Frederick, right? How many rings do we have with a healthy Travis Frederick, right? We seen a healthy Zach Martin. How many rings do we have with a healthy Zach Martin? Although the chances of those guys being healthy doesn't equate or equal. Just because you got a good starting offensive lineman, it doesn't equal that you're going to win the Super Bowl. It doesn't equal that you're going to go to a deep playoff run. Excuse me. Even with those guys, I think that we had catastrophic injuries almost with one of the better quarterbacks that we had with this team, and that was Tony Romo. What I got to tell people is that you don't win the Super Bowl just because your offensive linemen are healthy. You do win the Super Bowl when you make the necessary adjustments.
I agree, but the point is, I'm not making that point that you just responded. That's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is, and what you're saying is absolutely true. You don't need.
That's the cold hard truth, right?
we had the best offensive line for what? When Tyron Smith and Fred, like, 6-7 years running,
right?
We had the most dominant. So you're absolutely right. But my point is this, Law. We have gone 27 years without achieving our ultimate goal, winning that chip, and over that 27-year period span, when we did have the great line, you need a combination of all those things to come together as the perfect storm to win the chip. You got to be a little lucky too, as far as your key players not getting injured and things of that nature.
Right.
So what I'm saying, Law, is when you go about it that way, I really don't see how.
Well, let me say this, because I got some multiple peoples here waiting on the line, and I love talking to you, man. But get your point out, and I'm gonna give you mine. One of the last one. Go ahead.
Okay, when we had the great line, Law, it was
right.
Jason Garrett. It was other things. So what my point is, over the 27 years, it's always been something different. Right now, at this time, it happens to be the offensive line. This is just the latest example, but it's been several examples over the 27 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
What we call that is blame. We call that blame shifting, right? We move it from Jason Garrett, then we move it down, and then we contextualize it. It was the catch, no catch, and then we look at the offensive line, then we look at the quarterback. It's everybody pointing the fingers, right? But I got to tell you this: you just got to make sure that your team is ready when it counts, and that's when the lights turn on. You can't name me the starting front five of that 2000 Ravens offensive line. You can't name me the 2001 Buccaneers starting offensive line, but you for damn sure know that defense was there, right? Even, look, I can go all the way back. I'll bring up the Philadelphia Eagles. Their defense, they went and got some pieces on their defense in 2017. They had some hiccups. I believe that was one of the most injured teams to win the Super Bowl. And I'm bringing up the Philadelphia Eagles. But when you looking for excuses, the cold, hard truth, it would literally knock on the table, knock on the door. It'll be waiting for you and say, hey, I'm here. I'm the big excuse.
But, Law, is it looking for an excuse or pointing the finger or just stating the facts? See,
it's facts. It's facts. It's facts too.
Right. So how is it blame shifting if it's? I'm just stating what, who the most optimistic Cowboy fan, which you would be in that group, right?
I would be in that group. Go ahead.
Even you knew going into the season that this was a real possibility. At some point of the season, it wasn't if, it was more so when. Was Tyron Smith was going to go out,
and we knew that. But let me tell you how optimistic I am. There was a story that I know, cold hard truth, that you read many of times before in your lifetime. That there was a situation whereas there was David versus Goliath. And when they first had David to fight him, they said, man, put on his armor, right? Now, come on, put on his helmet. Hey, here's a sword. Here's all of the things that you need to do to fight this giant. But guess what he did? He didn't look for the excuse. He didn't say, well, hey, I'm short. I stutter when I speak. I can't really put things together. I wasn't even the first son. I'm the youngest. No, he went out there and said, let me get all of this stuff up off of me and let me just be myself. If the Cowboys look at it like this, we've been talking about this defense being dangerous. Parsons, we've been talking about we got Parsons. Oh, man, now we got a Sam Wade, we got Trayvon Diggs. You think that we don't have a chance because of Tyron Smith now? When we got all of this defense?
No, I'm not putting it just on this. Again, this is the latest example. It's not. I don't think we're. When I called you about a month ago,
right?
I told you then I wasn't that optimistic about just because how. See, to me, Law, it comes down to how Jerry runs this thing, man.
Put like this. I gotta let you go.
Go ahead, bro.
But did you see Terrence Steele do Terrence Steele things before last year? Did you think that the world was crashing and burning when the NFL said, hey, La'el Collins, after that week 1 game, you're now suspended for 5 games? Did you see 6-1? Honestly, cold hard truth.
No, I didn't see 6-1, but.
But I did. But did I see 6-1? Did I see 6-1?
But Law, what did I say before this? Guess what I did say? Guess what I did see.
Go ahead.
Guess what I did say. I said the same thing last year I'm saying this year.
Right.
We're going to have a good regular season record. We're going to be competitive. We're going to be popular because that's what we do. We're always the most popular for the wrong reason. That's the business we're in, Law.
Well, hey, that's the cold hard truth. That's the business that you go buy for this year, man. I appreciate you so much, fam. Appreciate you, man. Let me hear you say it before I let you go, though, man. I know you're gonna be celebrating tomorrow when KT, Cavante Turpin take it to the house. You ain't gonna hold back that excitement, right?
I'm not a preseason guy, Law. I want to see it when it counts, man. You know.
So hold on before I let you go now. You didn't stand up and cheer not one time when Cavante took it to the house?
Yeah, I didn't stand up and cheer. No, I was saying that's good shit. I'm not.
Yeah. I got you now. I got you now. That's what part of the fan supposed to be like, cold hard.
It don't mean nothing.
I know. But it's just like, look, if you have a son or a daughter and they performing arts or something like that, you don't say, hey, you're not Picasso. You still gonna say, baby, that's a good picture, son. Hey,
no, it's
continue.
Just my character, my personality. Like, I don't do social media. I don't watch reality TV.
But you watch me, man, and I'm reality TV. I appreciate you, cold hard truth, man. Appreciate you, man. Man, you gonna go on and on, man. Boy, cold hard, boy. He hard over there. Look, there's moments in life that you have to sit back and understand that the word fan is short for fanatic. And if you're not a fanatic, then technically you're not really a fan. But I get it. If you want to be pessimistic about it, there's nothing wrong with it. You know, look, there's always the contrast to it. I love the way my guy Big Game James go about it, even though, and I asked Big Game James the same question, even though he's not drinking the Kool-Aid, he can at least sit back and say that Cavante Turpin is something special, right? And when La'el Collins was out last year, and we had to insert Terrence Steele, everybody had a knee-jerk reaction and said, oh, it's doom and gloom, right? So it's crazy how the goalposts move because we missed our right tackle. And all of the pundits and all of the critics said this would not happen. I could even flip it on the defensive side of the coin. I recall vividly that when even DeMarcus Lawrence broke his foot, they said, man, it's doom and gloom. You missing La'el Collins. You missing D-Law. This team is finna go one and whatever. And all they did was put the bootstraps on and went out there to play. Now, granted, you can call me optimistic, Law, but sometimes when you missing something, it elevates the next person. A third of the Cowboy fans were not day one Parsons fans, but after week one, when they saw Parsons being able to get around and do his thing out there on the defensive edge, it was a blessing in disguise. Let me know where I'm wrong. It was a blessing in disguise. A third of the people like, we should have got Rashawn Slater. But when the book is closed on both of those careers, y'all going to look back and say, man, Parsons, I'm truly glad that we drafted Parsons. Oh, my goodness. This dude is a generational talent. And Slater was having fits trying to block Sam Williams last week. I digress. Uncle Charles, you're live.
What's up, Law?
Unc, what's good, man? Hey, don't beat me up, Unc. I know you finna bring some heat.
Let me tell y'all something. It's one thing to be asked up, but it's another thing to be asked out. I can't understand it's only two arsonists in this whole situation. Yeah. And the name is Jerry Steve Joe. They first stuff down and then they blame somebody else for it. Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. And this is the honest God truth. 2 years ago, I was on the Bosch Lombardi show. And I said, hey, man, we need to move on from Tyron Smith. And I was called everything but a child of God. I was called Uncle Tom, Uncle Sam, and you know my damn name, Charles.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
You was all of the uncles but Charles.
All of them. But like they said, the truth will be revealed. I swear, Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones is like some mega preacher in these churches.
Yeah.
All they do is sell hope. All they do is sell hope. Like the miracle spring water.
Yeah.
You drink that spring water, and all of a sudden you get $10,000 in your blood fund. Now what your ass is gonna get is your lifetime. That's what you're gonna get. So let me just say this: we are messed up. It's what it is. It's what it is. It's nothing else to say about it. You knew this was an issue 2 years ago. Like I said, I complained about it 2 years ago.
You did.
And now the worst thing, Lord, the worst thing is that Mike McCarthy is going to be the sacrificial lamb. As usual. It's always somebody else's fault but Jerry and Stephen's fault. Now, you can go out and try to find a halfway decent swing time. But this is what's going to happen. I don't give a damn what your defense is. If you can't score, you can't win.
Right.
Any two times that Crooked is scoring more points than your football team, your ass is in trouble. Yeah, I'm telling you that right now. Let me explain something to y'all.
Talk to me, man. Talk to me, Unc.
I'm a Renaissance man. While these Cowboy creators are wondering about how many apples and oranges in the basket, all I need to know is it in the basket. It's a difference. Let me explain something to y'all. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan through and through.
Right.
I was a Cowboy fan in 1979 when I was a little boy.
Right.
So my love for the Cowboys would never change. But one thing I'm a realist. I'm not delusional. And then I heard somebody say, let's go Josh Ball. And all of a sudden, Josh Ball was trash 2 weeks ago. And now, let's go Josh Ball. Let's go now. All of a sudden now, you're a fan, but you're not delusional. I'm not delusional. Right. I believe in what I see. I don't believe what nobody tell me. I believe with my eyes. It's what it is. And I'm going to say this in closing.
Yeah.
And it's going to tie into what Jerry Jones did. One of my friends, we had another friend, Mama passed. May God rest her soul.
Yeah.
I went to pick him up. But when I went to pick him up, he had another dude with him. I said, hey, man, I don't know this dude. Hey, he said, man, he cool. He know the family. Okay, come on, get in. And for 35 damn minutes, we rolled around, and we found out he didn't even know where his mama stayed. Then what the hell are you doing in my car? But we kept on rolling. All of a sudden, we get over the side of town. I said, wait a minute. What is this smell? It smells like burnt ass. And the dude said, no, man, ain't nobody burning the wood. It's the dude in the back. Now that I know where the source come from, I want to ask all Cowboy Nation and doctors, clergymen, and preachers, how the hell can you smell dead and you still alive? That's what I want to know. I want to know. So he smelled so damn bad, I made a song about it. Here it go. He smelled like a billy goat, smelled like a rodeo, yeah. And that's what we smell like right now, a goddamn billy goat. And this is, it's not going to work. I hope it works for our sake. I hope it works. But this is what I hate, and I'm going to say this little snippet. Okay. This is what I hate. I hate when I see Law Nation, Big Game James, Washington Barter, Sky, all these guys put all this time in and work hard to bring the Cowboy Nation nothing but the best out of them. And for we to get this crap right here, this is what we are. This is who we're going to be. Now, I want to see how this thing going to work out. They need to get out there and get the work that you love to talk about how talented people is. Let's see what you're going to do about the swing talent. Well, we're going to move what's name over. Oh, hell no.
Well, I can't wait to see it myself, man. I appreciate you so much, man. I thank you for calling in.
Yes, sir.
That's my guy, Uncle Charles, man. Hey, you going to let me – oh, you gone. I'm going to try to get Uncle Charles to still say, how about them Cowboys? All right. Point, counterpoint. As much as people are down about Joshua Ball, show of hands who believed in Terrence Steele. Show of hands who believe in Terrence Steele. And I got a super chat from Jay Lombardi. He says, Tyler, Farniok, Badass, Martin, and Steele for the 5. I don't know. Well, I have to look back at his tape. If Farniok can play guard, he is strong. I have to look into that. But that's not a bad assessment there. That's not. But I see what you're saying, but I appreciate you for the donation there. And we have another donation from Tracy. Thank you for the Facebook donation. I thank you so much for your love and adulations there. And Dr. JX, also donations, man. I appreciate you for the $199 for your mind. All right, let's keep this thing rolling. Fisher, Eric Fisher. Did we sign him or what's going on? A lot of people want us to go get Eric Fisher, right? There was still a good call from my guy, Uncle Charles, man. He always give us some levels of objectivity. And I'm not here to dismiss the person that's objective. I give you guys my objective analysis. I would tell you, hey, my objective analysis sometimes cuts so deep that people only see the optimisms of it, right? They only see the positive of it, right? They only see that, hey, Law is out here selling. But that's just the objective reasoning there. That what if Josh Ball can be the Terrence Steele 2.0, right? I'm not peeing down your back and say, hey, that's rain. I'm just telling you how it is. Football is a cycling situation. The only time that Terrence Steele started to look like Boo Boo the Fool was when they started to play musical chairs. I truly believe if this offense just stay intact and keep things consistent, then we will be better off in better situations. All right, I got the 901. You're live.
Yo, what's going on, Law?
All good. Talk to me, man. Talk to me.
Yeah, man, it's JR, man. I watch a lot of you.
Appreciate
Scott
it.
Walker, Vach, Okoye. I just wanted to ask a question. I'm not gonna be long. Would they consider moving? Would they consider moving Tyler Smith out to left tackle and putting Connor McGovern right there at left guard, or is he not too strong to play that position, or what's going on? What you think will happen with that?
Well, when you look at Connor McGovern tape all the way back through college, and even if you could find some high school tape of him,
because they did.
Yeah.
Well, not then they drafted Connor McGovern like in the 3rd or 4th round, didn't it?
I don't even know, man. I can't even lie to kick it to you.
Yeah,
but what I can tell you,
he's been there about 2 or 3 years. But I remember they drafted him because he came out of
Penn.
Came out of Notre Dame.
You talking about McGovern? I think he played for Penn. Penn.
Yep. Wait. Yeah, Penn. He came out of Penn.
Yeah. Now here's the situation. He plays center and right guard. That's on the right side of your world. Last year, they loved the fact because he's athletic. He got blocks for feet still to me, but when they pulled him for a fullback, shoot, he did a great job at that. And from the words of Mike McCarthy, they said he earned a spot to be that left guard, but he was just really trying to figure out ways to shake the house, and they moved him in at that left guard, and he did a very, very right below solid job. He still was able to keep things upright, but I think that his feet were just too blocky, and it was just a different world for him, so that's why he didn't shine the way he's supposed to. So heading into the offseason, the Cowboys said, all right, we're going to give you more opportunities and chances to be the quote-unquote left guard. You're going to push Tyler Smith. Now, the problem is, and my whole argument was like, hey, let this guy, Tyler Smith, get as much reps as possible because we know Tyron Smith is going to get hurt. And boom.
And I agree with that.
Now we are right at the storyline. Tyron Smith is down, and now you got Tyler Smith. So I just need to figure out now is the area of the unknown. The same people that's in the chat box now saying that, hear me out, the same people in the chat box right now saying that Ball is not ready were the same people that was saying last year during this time that Terrence Steele wasn't ready.
Right.
During the preseason. It's hard to evaluate this.
I get that part. I'm not saying Josh Ball is horrible, but I was looking at it. Tyron Smith we drafted him in 2011 out of USC.
Right.
And he's been, I mean, he's played he's been pretty healthy. The last time he didn't play 10 games was 2 years ago. So I don't know what his notion is that he's unhealthy, he's hurt. He's always hurt.
He missed some games, though. I can't even – look, it says Tyron has missed more than 19 games than he played 13 in the past 2 seasons. That's also he missed 31 games over 6 seasons. The last time he played a full season was 2015. So I feel you on that. But the Cowboys should have been earlier, like what Uncle Charles was saying. They should have been already scouting that area. Hopefully they did out of Matt Waletzko and Josh Ball, but we'll find out down the line.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's the unknown because you can't stand tall on it, right?
You got time for a 20.
But I appreciate you, fam. I appreciate you, fam. I gotta let you go, man.
Okay.
Yeah. But you guys get what I'm saying. Good call for him, though. The reason why the ground is shaky right now is because you can't stand tall on it. You can stand tall on it a little bit and go to the barbershop and talk barbershop talk with your boys about Tyron Smith if healthy, because you know that that's a tangible evidence that when healthy, he is one of the best left tackles in the NFL. But you can't say that about Ball. You can't say that about Matt Waletzko. And you for dog sure didn't say that about Terrence Steele last year. So you guys get what I'm saying. So you are entering into the land of the intangibles. It is. All right, I got my guy, man, Charles. He's live 281. Baby.
Yeah, what's cracking like in Big Baby?
Nothing to it, man. How life been treating you?
All right, man. Ups and downs. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
I woke up this morning to this inevitable news, you could say. Tyron Smith said he was going to play till the wheels fall off, and I believe they have just fell off.
Yeah, true that.
I don't think he comes back from this. They say that he could return in December.
December-ish, yeah.
I seriously doubt that. I think he's played his last snap in that 49er game. His body's just, for 31 years old, he's too young to be this beat up, but he just is. But with your analogy about Terrence Steele being put in at right tackle when Collins was suspended, difference is Terrence Steele was thrown into the fire 2020. He had a full 16-game season under his belt.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Josh Ball ain't played a regular season snap at all. And the 2 preseason games we've seen Josh Ball play, he hasn't impressed. And like I said,
but hold on before you go into that, let me push back on that a little bit. He wasn't impressive against pass pro, right? Because there's no evidence that he wasn't impressive in run. Do anybody have any assessment on that, on his run? Because I know my guy Boss Cowboy and the OC, they broke that down.
We were running the ball at will the first 2 games.
Yeah.
But I put a lot of that on Tyler Smith because we were going up the left side.
Right.
And Tyler Smith, if it was Connor McGovern at left guard, we wouldn't be running the ball up the left side like we were. Josh Ball did do a good job, but Tyler Smith was the majority of making that happen. And in pass protection, he got beat. He got beat. Look, he got beat terrible. with the kid from Ohio State. Yeah, Browning, and then last week, he got beat terrible in pass pro. I'm not banging on the table and saying that this dude is can walk on water. But what I'm trying to do is soften everything, and then when we think about this, the plays that he got beat in pass pro, I didn't see him get beat when they had help on their side. It's not like they was in 12 personnel and it was Ball and it was maybe a Schultz on that side to give him protection, right? And then we got to also contextualize this. We didn't have Ezekiel Elliott in the backfield as well. So I think that when we start looking at the number 1 team offense out there and you throw a Josh Ball out there, just hold your ground, Josh Ball. Maybe around by week 3, week 4, we'll be all right. But go ahead. Maybe.
It's all maybes. Yeah.
But like I said about the James Washington injury, we should be immune to situations like this. We got $20 million cap space.
You got, the biggest name right now is Eric Fisher. You also got Jason Peters, who would be the second oldest player in the league at 40.
Yeah.
And, you got Isaiah Wynn, who the Patriots are shopping, at left tackle, even though he's got a, injury, play kind of career. But if we don't want this to be a punt season or a red shirt season and we want to be serious, go out there, sign Eric Fisher or Jason Peters, one of the two, or maybe both, to have a good swing tackle, and let ball and let's go develop for, this season, because we are very thin at the offensive tackle position, and we've got the money to sign both, but at least bring in one. Eric Fisher made 2 Pro Bowls, and, if we want to keep Dak, our $40 million franchise quarterback, healthy, we got to keep his blind side protected. And on play action, a lot of times that left tackle is on an island. He doesn't have help. You know what I mean? Everybody else gets double teamed, but the left tackle on play action.
No doubt.
And that's where we feed off of. Eric Fisher, Stephen Jones, if they go with Josh Ball, guys, we're going to have to run the ball 70% of the time.
Well, no doubt. That's what we've been banging on the table for, man. I appreciate you, man. Let everybody know where to find and follow you at, my friend.
Charles in Charge Cowboys Sports Report, and here in the near future, whenever the big man Law Nation has a few minutes to spare, we'll do a little show together. That should be cool. Jolt me to that 1,000 subscriber deal, and we'll be going. And how about them Cowboys?
There we go. Yes. I think it was somebody in the chat, man, but let me see if I can read the super chat first. I appreciate you, DR. Jack, man, appreciate you for the $1.99 again for your mind. Appreciate you. And then he also donated $4.99 for your mind. He's the sponsor of this show today, by the way. All right, so here's another thing that I want to bring to the table. I get it. Somebody put that, I think it was my guy Dallas Great. If I missed your name, charge it to my head, not my heart. He said that 12 do not correct bad tackles. I agree. Philosophy creates that support for bad tackles. And if this team can continue to do the things that they're supposed to do with the football in hand, then we'll be all right. Look, all 31 other teams don't have bookend left tackles and right tackles. But what people tend to say is those guys, you got to have bookend left tackles and right tackle. I get that argument, but when you start winning with what you got, then people are going to be like, all right, they'll find another problem. They'll find another excuse for their, I guess you can say this, unachievements. And case in point was the 2021 season. Right? Terrence Steele was considered a bad tackle until he started playing great. And now they moved on to something else. So it is what it is. Now, we can't get mad and angry. Yes, the Cowboys had a great, favorable contract situation with La'el Collins. And they bended to the rulings of La'el Collins because I truly believe that he himself didn't want to just play left guard. He wanted to play right tackle. But when you look at the tape and comb through and you go point by point, and I know I'm going to still get the La'el Collins apologists and say, hey, La'el Collins is better than right tackle than Terrence Steele. But that's not what the tape exhibits. And I have yet to find a person with a living heartbeat and soul to pull up tape side by side of proving that La'el Collins was a better right tackle in 2021 than Terrence Steele. I can't wait. I'm still waiting for that because I know I'm going to body slam them with this debate. They can't find the tape. But you can literally find the tape of Terrence Steele doing his job at that right tackle last year. And I'll wait for the person to pull it out, the tape. All right, so D-Jack, another $1.99 for your mind. I appreciate you so much for that. Let's go. 1992, Dallas Cowboy, you're live, 954.
What's up, Law? What's up, Law? What's up, Law? And Cowboy Nation, man.
Yeah,
I got this one thing to say. All this doom and gloom that I'm hearing for these fans out here, just calm down, man.
There you go.
Calm down. Calm down. We already had insight and foresight as a fan, or even not a non-fan. We know the history of Tyron Smith, and we don't got to go there.
Right.
Let's talk about the solution to the problem. That we can't fix. We can't fix that, okay? We can't fix that. But what we can fix is solve is go get us a left tackle, and it's one out, a couple of them out there. If I'm Dallas, if I'm a GM, I'm Jerry Jones or Steven, a.k.a. Cheap Jones, I'll go get on the phone and talk to the Patriots and say, listen, we want a third. We offering a third-round pick for Isaiah Wynn. But you already know they're going to try to fleece us, and they want to get a second.
They're going to try to. They're going to fleece, and then that don't spit the program. They don't spit the program of the Jones family. By the way, we like our guys now. Come on now.
That's right. But I'm gonna tell you like this: I'm willing. I'm not gonna throw the season in the basket and say, you know what, it's over. I give up a second round. I give it up because we're not gonna get our quarterback killed out there. Dak Prescott, man. If I'm Dallas, listen, I'm trying to get Isaiah Wynn over there. I get Isaiah Wynn over there. We got film on him. We know what he can do. I'm not taking a chance with 40-year-old Jason Peters or
Eric Fisher. Yeah.
I mean, I want to take a chance on that. If I'm a betting man like Jerry Jones, and he's a betting man, I'd rather go get Isaiah, put him over there, keep our rookie Tyron Smith at left guard. Throw Carter, since y'all want Carter McGovern to start so much, put Carter McGovern at center because we know that number 63, what's his name? I can't remember his name right now.
But that's Tyler Smith. 73 or 63. That's Tyler Biotis.
Yeah, take Tyler Biotis out and put Carter McGovern at center.
Yeah,
because we need all the strength that we can have. And keep Zach Martin with you.
But you know what? Let me destroy all of that because you said with that statement, if you are a betting man, right? You said if you are a betting man. Well, Jerry Jones is a betting man, and he's going to bet that Matt, let's go, and Josh Ball can hold it down, and Tyler Smith. So there's nothing we can do about this but just roll with the guys that we got. They're not finna spend draft capital and lose draft capital for your Isaiah Wynn, right? Because that's a second or third round draft pick, which they truly look at draft picks as the life bloodline of the Cowboys, by the way. So I see your whole thoughts on that, whereas these are the things that you kind of contextualizing that you would like to see. The Cowboys will have a chance of bringing in Todd Nasucky before anything else, because I think he's still out there. Before anything else, that could be by the end of this week. If they don't like what they see, if you talk about betting, I would bet you that they will bring in, here it is. The Cowboys are now bringing back Todd Nasucky because they trust him. They believe in him. Before they do it, Isaiah Wynn. So that's what's going to happen, man. I appreciate you for calling in, fam.
All right. How about the Cowboys?
How about them still, baby? That's what I'm talking about. Y'all know I'm telling the truth, man. Come on, man. You talking about if he was a betting man, shoot. Yes, indeed, man. They're gonna roll with what they got, man. And they believe that there's another great one on this offensive line within the confines of this system. Boy, this line is longer than Shaq feet. I promise you, I'm gonna get to all of y'all today. All right, so we got the 972 from Irving.
Hey, what's up, man? This is Tyrone from Irving.
Appreciate you, man. Talk to me, Ty.
Hey, man. I just want to say what's up to you lot, man, and glad you're being optimistic, man, because I love my Cowboys, man, but the Cowboys fans, we so toxic, bro. Like, every time something happens, we just blame Jerry for whatever happens. Like, he don't never get none of the credit, and I know that Jerry is the easy punching bag for the Cowboys fans. Whatever happened, they don't want to give the man no credit. Now you're just going to defend Jerry, but right. Sometimes the personnel that we have, he put Will McClay in there. We've been doing a good job personnel-wise, and the fans will say, we'll never win a Super Bowl with Jerry. We won 3 Super Bowls with Jerry, so y'all got to just chill out and calm down and with all that Jerry bashing. Like, it ain't always about Jerry. But that's one point. And then I also wanted to say, man, Tyron Smith needs to just go ahead and retire. You just didn't go ahead and retire right now, man. If you could just retire, and also I want you to get your thoughts on this, which is the meat of my call, is what we need to do is get on the phone with Zach Martin. Get on the phone with Zach Martin and say, hey, we're going to give you top left tackle money. We're going to put you over to the left tackle. He's 31 years old. We're going to put you over to left tackle for the next 2 or 3 years, and that's your position. We ain't got to give up no draft capital. We ain't got to roll the dice on some old has-been left tackle. We get him on left tackle. He just solidifies our left tackle position. We put McGovern on right guard. Right guard. So what do you think about that, man? What do you think about that?
It takes. I talked to my guy Duke Manningweather, and he said it takes about 2 to 3 weeks for these guys to get adjusted to flipping the sides, from right to left. And I think my guy Boss Cowboy Sports, man, y'all check him out. He does a great job of bringing out the details. I think the best solution, and I could be 1,000,000% wrong, right? But the best solution would be if you can have that conversation with Zach Martin and say, hey, can you be our right tackle? We'll slide Connor McGovern in at that right guard. We would kick Terrence Steele at left tackle, and then you roll with Tyler Smith, of course, at that guard spot. I think that would probably be the best situation collectively. And then that will give you enough time to still groom and develop Josh Ball and Collins, and as well as Matt Walesko, who opted out to having his surgery, by the way. That would probably be a good solution there. But knowing that it's going to take about 2 to 3 weeks for Terrence Steele to get comfortable playing that left side. You don't have to worry about your right side at all. I just don't know if Zach Martin at the age of 31 is willing to do something drastically different of playing a left tackle role versus him just sliding to the right side.
I think if you could give him some money, man, I think that he'll make that sacrifice for the team. And I think that he would. I don't think, man, if you ever met Zach, man, he don't play for the money like that, man. And he's a very, very cerebral guy. And at this time, Zach himself, I'm going to be real with y'all. Zach himself could be minus the, the immune system situation with Travis Frederick. Zach himself could be like, hey, it's time for me to retire. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a very family guy. Zach or Dak?
Zach Martin.
Zach.
Yeah.
Zach Martin, okay.
Yeah. I don't see Zach Martin being 38, 39 doing this, So it's just one of those things.
Just for a year or two, and then we could have. But him going to the right side would be another. It would be better than. Well, and I don't want to bash Josh Ball, but it's just that would be the safest thing to do right now. You don't want to. I ain't ready to set a fire to the season. I'm ready. I think that we're going to still have a good season. We're going to have a great defense, and I'm optimistic still, just like you, man.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you for calling in, fam. Salute.
All right, man. See ya.
That's Tyrone, man. It's not. I don't want you guys to agree with me just because I'm looking at this thing from a different point of view. I don't want you guys to do that. I still want you guys to debate me with this or come at me with your opinions of this matter. I'm not right. I'm not the type of guy that walk around with my chest out and say, I told you so, right? I can listen to what you guys have to say. But the truth of the matter is, the same people that's angry and upset about Ball or Matt Walesko were the same people that was angry and upset about Terrence Steele. There's a third of the Cowboy Nation that's probably still saying, hey, man, I'm really not even sold on 78. I'm still not sold on Terrence Steele. He still got something to prove, right? But the truth of the matter is that even with Terrence Steele, He's better than what we've seen his first year out there, and he made a drastic improvement last year. I can only hope, and that's my word again, hope, that he continue that pathway. But all we've seen during the offseason is Terrence still been putting in work. It's not like he been eating oodles and noodles sitting on the couch. That dude been putting in some work, and that goes a long way, not a short way with me. He didn't get overweight, and he didn't get comfortable. And to anything, even your draft picks, it literally take 3 years before you can truly grade your draft picks. To you can truly say this person is such and such. But what the pundits and the critics and all of the 4-ladder, the 3-ladder networks, what they try to do is, if you ever really look at it and pay attention to it, they try to propel players and compare them before it's even their time. Law, do you have any truth to that? Trayvon Diggs already getting compared to Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey gave up more yards than Trayvon Diggs did last year in his third season, but all you guys hear is Trayvon Diggs can't cover. But when I bring up those facts, it gets quiet around here. They say, well, Trayvon Diggs still ain't a Jalen Ramsey. Bull sugar. Jalen Ramsey gave up more yards than Trayvon Diggs did in his third season than what Jalen Ramsey than what Trayvon Diggs did last year. But nobody talks about that. And everybody, a third of the Cowboy Nation, they go take that and run it and speak it as if it's gospel. But I'm just giving you guys the truth. And I can back it up with the stats and the data. But nobody would be willing to call out the 4-ladder, the 3-ladder network and say, hey, nah, y'all wrong, but y'all go run with what they say and y'all run off with it. People, they compare CD Lamb. They already said, look, don't y'all know that last year was CD Lamb's second year ever playing? And y'all already comparing CD Lamb to Cooper Kupps of the world and everybody else that's elite as it relates to wide receiver. And Cooper Kupp didn't do CD Lamb things in his second year. Let that sink in. But so many fickle Cowboy fans are willing to take our youth and our young players and cast them asunder. But when I come out here and speak my truth, all I am is just optimistic law. But when I say that there's no wide receiver that caught more receptions and yards than CeeDee Lamb in his first 2 seasons, I'm the homer now. But those are the truth. I digress. 915, you're live.
Yo, what's up, Law? It's your friend Alfonso from El Paso. How you doing?
What's good, man? What's good with you, man? Everything good down that way?
Everything's good over here,
yeah.
And I'm going to inject some positivity to your calls because these fools are tripping. I ain't. I'm here to say Dallas Cowboys for life. We're going to do good this year, all right?
No doubt.
My only thing is this guy got hurt El Paso time yesterday, 9 o'clock.
Right.
This is when I first started hearing it. At 9:30, I would have been on the phone with Eric Fisher.
Wow. Okay.
I don't want to have you for a cup of coffee. I want to have you for some dinner and some lunch. We need you here. Hey, show up to First Take and say, hey, I'm about to sign with the Cowboys. That's what we should have done since yesterday. Now, I'm not going to put it on Jerry Jones because his hands don't get cramps writing checks.
Right.
It's all Steven, but we need to hit them phones now. We need to get some pizza in there. I don't want to move the line. Let's keep everybody where they're at. Connor McGovern, left guard, and then we'll put Tyler Smith, left tackle, but we got to put a seasoned vet in front of him, so that's why I feel we should call Fisher or whomever and get some people in the building.
And there's nothing wrong with that too, Cowboy Nation. Nothing wrong, but keep going.
And they should have done that since yesterday, but hopefully, I'm over here trying to call First Take, trying to get with Jerry Jones. He's older, so, Steven's taking over, but hopefully we can get to him. He needs to get on that phone pronto.
Yeah. I mean, it's a twofold situation. If anybody think that Jerry Jones is abreast of all of the players that's out there in the free agent world and everything, come on, man. The dude, I saw him folding up like a wallet getting out of the doggone helicopter this morning. So I know for sure that he's not really in there like that. But I can tell you that his team of people are.
I can tell you that right now, Will McClay is showing tape, showing things that, hey, these are the things that you guys need to take a look at. But what we can't do as Cowboy Nation is praise Will McClay when things work out and dismiss that the fact that he's not going out there looking for guys when they don't work out. I'm quite sure that there was a moment in time that Will McClay or whoever's in that scouting department was banging on the table and say, hey, this is the reason why you have Josh Ball. This is the reason why we really need to draft Matt Waletzko with this 5th-round draft pick. This is the reason why Collins, who could be the mystery of it all, number 76, this is the reason why we need to bring him in for a cup of coffee. So what's happening here from a talent evaluation guy is that he can't bang on the table for Collins, right, or a Ball in a Matt Waletzko, and then when things get trembling, now he's saying banging on the table like, hey, I know I was trying to tell you guys to get this guy, but now can we go get this guy? No, they're going to look at it and say, no, you wanted this person. Now, can these coaches coach him up? That's going to be the cold, hard truth there.
I somewhat agree, but at the end of the day, you can't lie to yourself. You know what you got? Tomorrow's the day to see it. Put them out there. Hey, you want to make this team? This is your chance. Prove it to me right now.
That will be my conversation if I was the head coach, right?
Yeah, and that's it. We'll see tomorrow. By tomorrow, I don't see anything. They need to hit them phones just like we hit up your phones. That's all I got to say today. Want to give a shout-out to my brother Alan because he's hearing. And hopefully, Law, one of these days, we can have you here in El Paso so you can see how big of a Dallas Cowboy city we are.
Oh, man. No doubt, man. I appreciate you, man. Be safe out there. Shout out to you, man. Alfonso.
Yeah, have a great day.
Yeah, it's a good call from him. All right. We got some people in here, man. I appreciate everybody that's waiting. I'm going to try to get to your calls. We got my guy right here. This is Nick from the 540. What do you know?
Oh, what it do, man?
Nothing to it, Chief.
It's falling over here. It's so rainy and gloomy. I woke up this morning, man. I had an itch in my left elbow and my eye was twitching. I just knew something. I was going to get some crazy news.
Gotta throw a party for my day ones.
My Cowboys feed, man. But I mean, honestly, man, it's like you were saying, you know, nobody was, well, not anybody realistically to me. I knew Tyron was going to end up missing a couple games this season.
Right.
Once that happened, man, it's just to me, it's just like, it's nobody's fault but us. We just got to look in the mirror, you know, and I'm talking about the ones, you know, that make the decisions. Because, I mean, we saw this. I'm going to take a different route. We saw this with James Washington when he got hurt, you know, and I was begging, I hit you up. I said, man, we got to figure out receiver. Even before he got hurt, I said, man, we got to bring somebody in. Stop sitting on our hands.
Mm-hmm.
But with this right here, man, it's like, it's either we content with the guys that we want to see, but to me, man, I'm agreeing with the last caller, man. It's like it's now or never for me. You know?
Right.
I feel like we got to bring somebody in, man. I mean, what's going to hurt? Even and they could bring a veteran in, and the dude could fall on his face still as a veteran tackle. So you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I just feel like we got to do something, man. We got to do something. Or to me, I don't know if our ultimate goal was winning, man.
Well, at this point, I get your points on that. Yeah, we don't know. It's a situation whereas the Cowboys, they got to look at this. They can't make it a knee-jerk reaction. They had to know in their mind. They had to, you know, say to themselves, all right, Tyron, he ain't going to play all week. You know, he ain't going to play all games. You know, they had to say that to themselves, right?
I just got, and I'm keep it quick, man, but yeah, like I said, I knew something like this was going to happen, but I feel like this is happening as like, you know, sometimes it's like Forrest said, life's about to tackles. You never know what you're going to get.
Never know.
Sometimes you do know what you're going to get. So you know what I'm saying? So I just felt like we knew what we was going to get, but we not trying. I don't know, you know, we're not in charge. So I just don't know. I really wish I could talk to a Steven or not as I said Will McClay, because that's been my guy. I mean, I've been riding with him and his decisions, you know, since he's been here with us.
But the thing is with football fan, before I let you go, Nick, is that nobody really knows. And if they knew, Tom Brady would have been the number 1 draft pick the year he was drafted, right? I mean, we would have looked at it last year. Parsons,
I don't think that there would have been 9 or 10 other teams to pass up on Parsons if they knew if the Parsons is what you're going to get. I think if you go back and go all the way back and you had the chances in the scenarios, did you pick up J.J. Watt or do you keep Tyron Smith? So those are things that you will have to play into your mind, that the football is oblong and I like what my guy Brian Broader say. It's a strange lady.
Yeah, and that's my guy too. And look, real quick, man. So look, the thing that they must know that we don't is the defense must probably go average, I guess, 14 points per next year. I guess that's the secret. That's going to have to be the secret if we don't make any offensive moves to me. And then my last question is, man, you think I should sell my ticket for Week 1 against Tampa? You think we'll get blown out, right?
No way, man. I need for you to be. I need for you to be in there and yelling from. I need for you to be hoarse. So in post game, I need to be picking up the phone from the 5-4. I said, Nick, and you need to be like, hey man, when we battle, baby. Hey, do you see Tampa land panicking? They're number 1. Their center went down. Ginseng, and they're going to put in a guy by the name of Haney. You know what I'm saying? This guy's name is Haney. Don't you think Haney is looking at this defensive front and saying, man, I got to stop these guys? Come on, man.
Ain't no way. But yeah, man. But look, man, appreciate you, man. I'm going to keep up with you, man.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you, Nick. That's a good call from him. So I think the Tampa Bay are missing 2 of their offensive lines, right? And I'm quite sure Tampa Bay, they probably say, hey, we got Tom Brady. That's all we need. Tom Brady is 45 years of age. And I've seen the last quarterback just last week, Stick, who rolled out, and this is against our 2s and 3s. He rolled out of that pocket. He was running for his life. Tom Brady, we all love Tom Brady, but he ain't going to be able to roll up out of that pocket like that dude Stick from last game. And I know it's preseason. And the key element of Tom Brady, 1, 2, 3, ball out, quick guy, but I don't see a Gronkowski over there, and I don't see an Antonio Brown over there. Now, they do have Julio Jones and Evans, but those guys, their routes are pretty good. But they kind of round their routes a little bit. And when you playing cover 3, all guys going to sit on that zone, and we sit in the house. We sit in the house. Look, that's why Tom Brady probably having those mental relapses and saying, hey, man, I got to go back to the house. Man, I can't practice this week because he's looking at their schedule. But shout out to Brady, man. I can't wait to see him Week 1. But don't y'all be folding up like a wallet or a lawn chair, because just like we supposedly be scrambling, they scrambling too. J.C. Tretter, everybody banging on the table. That dude said, you know what, I'm retiring. Nobody reached out to J.C. Tretter. And you for sure know that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers need a center. All right, I got my guy from the 970. You live.
Hey, how about them Cowboys?
How about them, baby?
Hey, I know you guys are talking about offense, but I got a question. I was listening to Shannon Sharp and what's the name? The other white dude. Bailey.
Skip Bayless.
Anyways, anyways, after that Turpin, Shannon Sharp made a good point. Turpin, he's going to give us good starting position.
Yep.
Shannon Sharp thinks we might get to the 40. If they kick it down the field, he'll at least get to the 40, he said, where you'd only have to make maybe 2 first downs for a field goal or 3 first downs for a touchdown.
Yeah.
I mean, that's first positive. Shannon Sharp, on a scale of 1 to 10, he went with an 8.5 for Turpin.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think Turpin is that special guy, or is that just he just got lucky and they weren't expecting that? I don't know how good their coverage was. The San Diego's coverage people were that day,
Well, I listened to Turpin interview, and Turpin pretty much said that, he's been small his whole life. He's been the smallest guy on this team, in any team that he played in or on. Yeah. I think that Cavante Turpin, if he can flip the field for us, give us shorter fields, less field to travel to score, then we are in good graces. I'm not putting all and everything on him, but every so often, my guy, every so often, there's a Dante Hall to come around, right? A Devin Hester to come around, a Tyreek Hill to come about, a Desmond Howard. And we would sit back and ask ourselves, damn, those teams lucky to have those guys. I'm quite sure by midway through the season, teams going to be
Do you
like,
think
damn,
Tampa Bay
this dude is
gonna
lucky.
kick to him if they have to?
Yeah, they're gonna try to kick to him. He got to earn his way. Yeah.
Okay, and if he does get, then that's going to really tell a lot how he's going to do, right? They got a pretty good team, Tampa does, on their coverage.
They got some good veteran guys, man. I think that their team is solid. They're not gonna just
but
be
they're
a
not going to
cakewalk.
blow
No.
us out. There ain't no one going to blow out if our defense gets blown out, it ain't as good as I thought it was. We shouldn't get blown out by anybody this year.
No doubt, man. I think we're gonna be competitive,
Do
man.
you think anybody will be able to put up 30 points against us? Our defense, or do you think, or no?
I can't both. I can't look. If the football in me, the fan in me would say no, but the football analyst in me would say it's too soon to see. I got to see first team out there.
Yeah, that's the way with me too, Law. That Turpin, but like Shannon Sharp says, because punters, if he does do that, gets to where he maybe runs back towards free kick return, pretty soon they're going to start kicking it, but they're going to try to kick it, and they're going to shank them kicks.
Yep, and then guess what? Guess what? Before I let you go, the Cowboys, since Johnny Bones, blocked the ball more than the last 10 to 12 years we've seen the Cowboys play. So when your punt kicker is now trying to angle, kick, and trying to get this out the way, I won't be surprised. I'm calling it week 1. We block a doggone punt kick.
Yeah.
I won't be surprised, but I appreciate you.
You think Turpin runs one back week 1?
I would literally say if he don't, he's going to flip the field wonderfully for us.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. We were pretty poorly last year. I didn't realize we were ranked 26th or 27th.
In special team?
Position, as far as
your starting field position, yeah. Hey, it's going to get better, man. I appreciate you for calling in. Let me hear you say it before I let you go, man.
And I'll be calling you back after the game to give you my prediction on the season.
No doubt.
Is Turpin going to play in preseason?
I don't know. They took his pads away from him. We saw enough. He did say that he's going to be out there on the offensive side as far as wide receiver.
I would like to see him one more time just to see if it's not just one of them. I don't know. Do you think he's a really good player?
No doubt. I think he is, man. I appreciate you so much, my guy. Let me hear you say it, though, man. Yeah. We go try to move these calls right along, man. I appreciate everybody, man. Here's the thing. I think that Cavante Turpin is a good guy. I think that he's going to be on punt return and kickoff return. So there will be a possibility of him running it out tomorrow. They may take his shoulder pads away from him again, but it's something about getting the feel of your home, right? So this tomorrow will be his first time playing at home. And I'm quite sure what they want to do with Turpin is to say, okay, we're going to give you one or two, maybe one kickoff return and one punt return, right? And he may get those one or two, and then they're going to pull him. Maybe they put Rico back there. I think my guy, Wanye Thomas, he's really good kickoff return guy. They may put him back there, and we'll see how this thing will all manifest itself out. From what I was told and what I was heard from the Cowboys organization, that they still want to see him at wide receiver on a few things that he's trying to pick up. So they may still put that on the table for him. But to me, I've seen enough of Cavante Turpin as relates to kickoff and punt return guy. But they probably want to see him at least out there so he can get a vibe of everything. All right, so I got the 757. You're live. Got the 214, you live.
Hey, this Law?
Yep, this is he.
Hey, man, this Willie D from Oak Cliff.
Willie D, man, what's good, man? I'm about to say, man, what's good with you, Willie? Let me save you in here, man. Let me save you in here, man.
I'm good, man. I'm really, well, I was better until I heard this news. But anyways, I'm putting on Jerry Jones, man. Now, trust me, I was like that one caller said something about everybody blame on Jerry Jones. I'm not that guy. But
I know, right?
When he deserves blame, I'm going to give it to him because Collins on the team. They cut him. Why you cut him? Why?
Because they asked Collins, look, man, Terrence Steele is outperforming you right now. I like Terrence Steele at that right tackle. Are you willing to be kicked down inside? And he probably said, nah, I'm a tackle. I'm not a guard.
Now, if that was the case, then cool. But I'm going off the thing. Well, I'm thinking was they cut him because he had all them off the field incidents. But at the end of the day,
yeah.
What was they?
No, I said nah. They look. I can do this, Willie D. I can only imagine Tyler Smith, Collins at guard, and then Matt Forniak, Zach, and then Terrence Steele at there. That would be a world grading team. That would be a situation that you talking about. It's Mr. Nasty time. That would have been that. But sometimes you just got to roll with the punches that you got.
No. Trust me. I'm not saying the season's over with. But what I'm saying is, in another thing, why they do Cooper that way? He's on the team. Like they got their feelings on. I feel like I don't care what nobody tells me. Them two players, they got their feelings about Collins and definitely Cooper because Cooper didn't get the shot. He caught COVID last season. And he missed them 2 games.
Yeah.
And then another thing. So, anyways, man, I've been listening to the show, this last past hour or two. I heard the one dude. He said, the one dude said something about he don't get caught for preseason. Me neither. But when I see somebody do something great, man, I lost my mind when I seen two do his thing. I said, we finally got him one. I swear to God. Man, I sent that clip out to about 5 of my partners. I told them, I'm about to have another stroke. I said, put it over the stroke out. I said, we got him one. Man, Turbin gonna do his thing, man. I said, we ain't had a punt return like that since Deion Sanders.
You right.
Deion Sanders, I don't care.
Right. You right, man. I got no rebuttal to that, man. I was mad as hell when we got rid of what's his name? Harris, number 17.
Yeah, Harris, yeah.
What's his first? Was it Dwayne?
Dwayne Harris, number 17.
And then there was the year, I think it was 2015. We played against Dwayne, and that joker ran it all the way back.
Oh yeah.
And then he did a little celebratory, cover. I said, man, you thought Randy what was the guy? Greg Hardy?
Yeah.
That was the after he ran it back, that was the play that Greg Hardy slapped the clipboard off of old boy. And I was like, that's me right there. That's me right there. They ought to give Greg Hardy a permanent stay with the Cowboys because that doggone Dwayne, that boy ran it all the way back on us. I said, man, but he was bad for us in a good way. And I said, and man, he was gritty. Yeah.
Not only that, Law, he with the Giants.
He did it with the Giants. Yeah.
That hurt me, man. God damn it. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
these Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying the season's over, but what I'm saying is we had like on the game, he's an 87 on the Madden. Now trust me, I don't go off of Madden, but what I'm saying is any O-lineman they got an 80 above online in real life, and he play for your team. We should have. I heard you, Trust me, I've been listening to you all this time, but I ain't been able to call. But you said about 3 months ago, it's the truth. You hit the nail on the head. You said one the Cowboys should have did was keep it quiet. They could have traded him and got something bad for him instead of cutting him.
That's all they had to do.
The Cowboys don't make no sense. What they be doing?
And that's all I wanted them to do with La'el Collins. Is they could have held, like the Cincinnati, they had their feet right to the fire. Somebody wanted him, and you got rid of him for free. It made no sense, man. You had up until June, whatever, to get rid of him. That's after the draft, by the way. Don't get rid of your sources before the draft. But that let me know that was personal, you know.
Exactly.
You don't want to play guard? All right, we're gonna have you playing at Pelican Bay. You don't want to get shots? You don't want to get that C19 serum? You know what I'm saying? So we can check into you and alternate your DNA. Okay, all right, cool. We're gonna have you playing in Cleveland somewhere, you know. And they traded him, so that's how those two things unfold, man.
And then the Cincinnati Bengals jumped on him real quick. I'm talking about. That didn't make no sense. But I rolled the Cowboys. I'm gonna always be a Cowboys fan. Oh yeah, I got one more thing.
Right.
I wish I was around Michael Parsons. Somebody in his family to tell him he might be making a mistake now by going on that show with that evil backstabbing snake Skip Bayless.
When he going? When he going on there?
On you ain't hear? So he gonna be on a show every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday.
I don't know what he gonna be talking about. But now, one thing about it is this: I don't think it ain't gonna hurt his game. I know why he's doing it for his brand, but he's not no Cowboy fan. Skip Bayless. Another thing is Skip Bayless. Now, if he wouldn't come on the show. So Skip Bayless got his jersey now. He keep on talking about 11 from heaven, 11 from heaven, 11 from heaven. He don't like the Cowboys. Swear to God, what he do is every day he be throwing alley-oops to Shannon Sharp to go in on the Cowboys, and then he gonna talk bad. Then he gonna talk bad about Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott. I don't like Skip Bayless. I don't like him at all. He's a snake.
I mean, it's just what it is, man. And you know how it go. You know, this world, man, is about that fame, and you gonna try to get it, man. I appreciate you, Willie D. But let me hear you say it, man, before I let you roll, man. Cause I got Coach Marv coming up next, man.
What about them goddamn Cowboys, Jack?
Yes, indeed. That's what I like to hear, baby. Y'all got to see the post game show because Willie D, he calm right now. He calm, but when the season kick off and after we win, woo-wee, go back and rewind, man. Willie D, man, he's one of the guys over there, man. All right, so we moving right along. I got Coach Marv, man. You in the house, man.
Hey, what's going on, Law? How you doing, brother?
Nothing to it, Chief. Talk to me, man. What's on your mind? What's on your mental?
Oh, man, we got to calm down a little bit, Law. We got to calm down a little bit, brother. It's a sad thing with Tyron Smith. It really disappointed me a lot for him to get hurt. We might be coming to the end of the road with him when we start getting leg injuries like that.
No doubt.
Non-contact injuries. But hopefully he'll work his way back. But we're not going to depend on him for this year. But let me say this, man. If we had a team that lost an offensive tackle at the beginning of the year and that killed your chance of winning a Super Bowl or being a real good team, you really didn't have a good team.
Okay, true that. There's no rebuttal to that one.
You got well enough good offensive linemen to everybody doesn't have all pro tackles. We're gonna have more injuries this year.
Right.
I do agree with what you were talking about bringing the guy in, but bringing a guy in right now off the street that's probably a backup, maybe a veteran that hadn't practiced getting into your system.
Big facts.
It's probably not going to be week one. You got a right tackle. And this thing about moving Zach Martin, I know you got whack time. Play Collins.
Yeah.
Film don't lie. Now, we want to beat around because we don't see that guy. That's the other guy that is hyping. Yeah, I understand. If they was hyping, then we'd be all over it. But play doesn't lie. You was there.
Yeah.
Did it look any different from the practice? Did it look on preseason game? Probably didn't. But I told you that was probably going to be the case if Tyron went down. They may get ball the first shot, but I believe that the other thing is they're going to move Steele, and they're going to try to move in Collins into the left tackle. You still need to bring a guy in now because you don't lost a tackle. So you might need to bring a guy in that is a contingency plan, a veteran tackle in here in the contingency plan. But if we're going to fall apart, and this is all comes down to this, law, and I really want to say this. Cowboy fans, I think I sent you a text this morning because I thought about it and said about panic.
Mm-hmm.
Are we panicking because we lost the offensive tackle? Or are we panicking because our belief in our head coach and our offensive coordinator is not where it's supposed to be?
Okay, yeah.
Because if this was San Francisco, which they lost their offensive tackle a couple of games last year, if this is the Rams who lost their offensive tackle, the 40-year-old guy, for 7 games last year, if this is Green Bay, who was the top in the league, which lost their Bobby Air for, 10 games last year?
Yeah, they lost him for 10, yeah.
They wouldn't worry about being in the spot of saying we're not going to be a competitive team. I said it again last year with our defense. When I said something about the defense last year about it being a historic year based off all the injuries, I remember earlier in the year we lost D-Law and Randy Gray. We thought the defensive line go fall apart, but Quinn said let's play. And if I was offensive coordinator and I got this amount of good players, I'm going to say let's play. And we got to put in plays, put in a thing to protect our guys, get the best out of them, and we still could be competitive till we get up to the point of being up to the road to winning games. Because if we think we're going to go through this year without injuries, we think we're going to get to that 6th championship without adversity and our injuries, and we're going to have to play for a totally healthy team, we don't have no confidence in our coaching staff.
Big facts, man. Because
so
you're right on the money with it,
Coach. Is the confidence because of the players, or the confidence if you had the right people in here to be able to lead them? This is where they earn their money. This is where they started their push. That's why Quinn got a raise, because they earned his money with a lot of injuries and a lot of moving parts last year. Let's go offense. What you got?
Let's go with it. Hey, these guys ain't playing for free. Appreciate you so much, Coach Marv. I thank you for calling in with your points there, man. I don't got nothing else to go off of it, but tell, hey, man, you telling the truth. That's Coach Marv, y'all. Y'all put your hands together for him. He's spitting nothing but the truth at this. I absolutely get it. We can talk about this, right? But everybody that's in here, there's not a single soul that said that Tyron Smith will play all 17 games. I truly believe. I don't think anybody here was saying, hey, man, he's going to play all of the games. No, we kind of knew that this was going to happen, right? I'm more like, low-key, I'm more just upset that my dude Tyler Smith got a tweaked up ankle, I wanted to see him in his final preseason game. But we would see him week 1. And with the whole ideology of Matt Walesko, I'm disappointed, right? But injuries, part of the game. Now, he did opt it out to have that surgery. I don't know the extent of the pain threshold that he have. But, hey, we drafted him, and we got to figure that out. Ball, I get it. I'm not sitting out here saying that he can walk on water. I told you guys before, you don't want to peak in August. You don't want to peak in September nor October. These guys are not finished products is what I'm trying to say. Somewhere you're going to go through growing pains.
And I know all of you guys want us to go undefeated, and you don't want a single soul to be hurt. But the injuries happens on 31 other teams. Let the 217 in. You're live.
Hello?
All right, what's good?
Hey, what's going on, Law, man? I just want to get your mind, tap into your mind on something, man. So I think the Cowboys fans like myself and others who have called in who are being a little down as far as the injury situation. Number one, because it's frustrating. You always want to take that next step forward, of course, with your team and make those necessary adjustments so that you can get over and exceed what you did the last year with the 12-5. But I wanted to ask you this. I think we're straight still with those middle of the pack teams, but with those teams with elite defenses, do you trust the current situation with the offensive line and the situation with the offense in general to get us over those humps against those teams that make the playoffs consistently? Because I know that was one of the narratives, especially on ESPN and Undisputed, that, you know, we have a lot of empty calorie wins. I think in order to take that next step, you know, we need to invest a little bit more as far as protecting Dak Prescott. But I wanted to know what you thought as far as how we would fare against those better teams with better defenses.
Well, the same way, you know, the Chiefs and the Green Bay Packers did with their teams. You know, it comes to a point whereas the Cowboys get overanalyzed, right? I heard Colin Cowherd on his show, I think it was yesterday. I should have pulled the audio. And he said that the Cowboys really didn't do anything last year because the quality and the kind of caliber of teams that we won against, just basically were not playoff-ready teams. We know that there's supposed to be parity in the league, that all these teams supposed to be equal, right? But we can't make our schedule. So with that being said, the same could be said to like all of the respect that's given to the Eagles, right? Everybody praised them on their offseason moves, right? I think that even their running back, he snapped up. I believe his name is Sanders. He won't be ready week 1, week 2, right? So because he battled through a hamstring injury. And all I did was when I turned on the tape yesterday, I saw one of their better DBs, Darius Slay, getting slayed, you know, by Tyreek Hill. So that's not a boatload of confidence. I've seen big Jordan Davis in the middle of the field. Yeah, he looked good for 1 or 2 plays, but then he got his hands on his knees, you know, tongue hanging out. So there are things that people will overlook for other teams, but super look into the teams of like the Cowboys. I truly believe that just because we didn't win a playoff game last year, we were still the number 1 team in offense. And I think that this team will still give us some of that presence heading into this 2022 season and still be one of the powerhouses as it relates to the offense in the National Football League, because you still got Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard, as well as Zach Martin, and on top of that, CeeDee Lamb. So I think that this team will still be tops in offense. It shouldn't be a knee-jerk situation.
Yeah, they're hard on us, man, because we're one of the few teams that is relevant every year, no matter who's on the roster, just because of who we are.
Right.
But I know we're going to beat the Eagles. We're going to beat everybody in our division. I don't see them as even a threat. But that next level, like you said, we're getting into the unknown. I hope a lot of the other players can step up. I'm not as familiar with Josh Ball, but that makes me a little nervous because I'm not as familiar with Josh Ball. But
it's the unknown.
A little bold of confidence.
Right. I mean, it's just like anything you do in life. When it's your first time, you know, you might be a little nervous with it. You know what I'm saying? But after a while, you know, you ain't gonna have that nervous bone in your body. So that's just what it is. We never seen. It's the area of the unknown. We just never seen Josh Ball rolling up out there. But I can tell you one thing, and I'm waiting for somebody to debate me on this. He looked better than Trevor Pennings. He was the first-round draft pick. He looked better than the other first-round draft pick for the Carolina Panthers, Hakeem. So right now, I don't think that there will be a Cowboy fan watching right now not speaking glowingly of those guys
before they watch some actual tape on them. So it is what it is. I appreciate you calling in, fam. Go ahead.
Quick, last question. The Micah Parsons, he's going to be on Undisputed every Tuesday this season. Do you
This
see that
season?
as a plus? Yeah.
Bull sugar, man. Hell no, man. No. Parsons or Michael Irvin?
Parsons. Micah Parsons, they announced that, man. He's
No.
on Tuesdays.
No, he don't need to do that.
Micah.
No. They need to leave that alone. Now, I thought he was going to make an appearance for one. No. And see, that's what they do. No, Parsons need to, like I'm not in no liberty of telling people what to do, but they shouldn't do that. No.
Yeah, man, I seen that yesterday. I was just like, oh, man, I can't believe this, man. We already get all the hype. But I just want to know what your thoughts were on that. I seen that announcement.
They should take every star-studded player and bring him on the show every Tuesday. Not just Parsons. No. That I don't like that. I disagree with that. They shouldn't be every Tuesday, man. You made me mad, man, when you said that. Now I'm gonna look it up. I thought it was just gonna be like 1 or 2 times this year, but every Tuesday, no, we need to lock in.
Yeah, man. I'm pretty sure it's every Tuesday, but just double check me, man.
I'm gonna double check it, man, because like we say in dominoes, all money ain't good money. Sometimes you can score 15, but you just take your 10. You gonna lock yourself out of the board. Now I'm gonna give me 10, man. Keep it moving, dog. No, I'm gonna give me. I know I can get a big 25 right now. I'm gonna take me 10 right here. I'm gonna keep Domino. He need to keep Domino. He got Domino right now, man. Parsons, somebody need to talk to that kid. All money ain't good money. All fame ain't good fame. Those who with you ain't really riding with you. They ain't for you. Somebody need to put that into the mind, because there are things that go unseen that now. Oh man. It's crazy. All right, bro. Appreciate you, man.
All right. Peace, man.
I'm mad now, man. He made me mad. Every Tuesday? What? I don't like that. No. Y'all, he lying. Oh, man. I don't like that at all, man. I feel like shutting this stream down, man. Every Tuesday. It's only 15 minutes, but that's 15 minutes flying out to L.A., meeting with people. I guess they're going to Skype him in and put him in, because he can't be physically there. He can't be physically there. They better Skype him in, and I don't want him bumping shoulders, giving fist bumps. I don't care about that. He shouldn't be doing this. No. This is... Queen from the 910, you in.
Hello, how you doing?
It was good.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello?
hey, you live. You can hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You can't hear me?
I can hear you. I hear you fine.
Okay,
I know you're probably not feeling too good right now after that news about Michael Parsons, can you?
Yeah, because, and I see people say fan base overreacted. No. If that's the case, name me the other players that do it. Go ahead.
I don't know of any other players doing it.
Right. If it was a norm, then we would be seeing this would be customary. It'd be a norm. But it is what it is.
Yeah. And I don't believe that that guy is a true Cowboy fan, to tell you the truth. I really don't. I don't care what he says. But anyway, in reference to the Tyron Smith, you know what? I love my Cowboys fans, brothers and sisters. But some of these people will make you dry up. They'll mess up a wet dream.
Hold on before you go into this. Aaron Rodgers been playing into the league for 17 years. Matter of fact, Aaron Rodgers, he probably would have won a Super Bowl if he wasn't calling it to McCaffrey show every week. I wonder how that done for him. See, he was focusing in, and see if you guys go back and look at the playoff game, maybe Aaron Rodgers would have put up more than 10 points against the San Francisco 49ers. But that's a story of a different day. I guess he had to be on that show with whatever that guy's name, McCaffrey, what have you. So that's the thing is what people fail to realize. Aaron Rodgers been playing for 17, 18 years? Come on, y'all know good and well that's distraction. And what Aaron Rodgers say about Green Bay, nobody gives a hell. But what Parsons says is going to be stretched out to the four corners of the world. Now, granted, I'm not saying that we're going to lose because he's on that show. But what I'm saying is that this is something that we need to lock in on because it's the type of show that he's on. The clickbait type of show that Shay Sharp and Skip Bayless. If it was any other show, maybe. Maybe if he called into what's the guy what's the guy that runs the 40 time every year? His name is the tip of my tongue. If you call into another show, maybe. But by its being the nature of Undisputed, it just does something different to me. But go ahead, Queen. I ain't mean to take over. I'm hot right now. You know, I can't even think of the person's name.
I might want to call you back another time. I'm finna go.
No, go ahead, Queen. I promise you I ain't gonna. I ain't gonna. Rich Eisen show. That's the name. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, because I was trying to be funny, and I'm gonna let you stay in the mood that you're in right now.
No, go ahead. I promise you. I just need to calm down just a little bit because this. Go ahead, Queen. Help me out, Queen.
Yeah. Well, you know, I was just saying that some of these Cowboy fans will make you mess up your wet dreams. You know what I'm saying? With all this panicking and stuff like that over the fact that Tyron Smith is out. Y'all been talking about this almost all season. The fact that this guy was probably gonna get hurt, and he probably wasn't gonna play all those games. And if you guys think that Jerry Jones, Will McClay, and all those other guys have not already thought about the fact that this guy was probably not a for sure thing, then, you know, y'all crazy. They already thought about that. And Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones, they are billionaires. Do you think that they would still be the billionaires that they are if they don't handle things in a particular way where they think of things up front? Do they always make the right decisions about everything? In our eyes, no, they don't. You know what I'm saying? They don't always make the right decisions, but they've already thought about this stuff. We still have other people on the team to fill up this spot if necessary. How do you think the players feel about the fact that everybody's panicking because this one guy is gone?
Yeah.
I mean, what are they, chopped liver?
Yeah, right. The other guys chopped liver? No, they're not.
Yeah.
No.
I'm finished with this. No, I got it. Okay, yeah, and so what are they, top level? Like they can't come together and do what they need to do to make sure that this team is taken care of? No, we still have a good team, Cowboys Nation. So y'all calm down, you know, and Law, you done messed up my train of thought.
I know I done got hot, Queen. I'm just hot. I'm just upset. But if it was any other show, you know, maybe you know. But I get it. It's the antics, and I think it's more so of the Skip Baylesses of the world, the Colin Cowherds and the Shay Sharps of the world. Now I ain't gonna even lie. If it was Parsons calling in to Shannon Sharp YouTube channel once a week, I'll get that. I'll get that, you know. But by it being Undisputed, and I'm not hating at those organizations, but I know how they like to twist things, you know. But it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, y'all let them hang, Cowboys Nation.
Got to.
I will talk to you later.
No doubt. That's my girl, Queen, man. Oh, man. All right, so we're going to lock this up, man.
The conference has been locked.
If you in here, I'm going to get to you. We got 4 more callers, and I'm going to get on up out of here, man. Actually, 3 more callers, actually. All right, 318, you're live.
What's going on, Law?
Nothing to it, Chief.
It's Big Kill Truth, man.
Big Kill Truth, man. All right, tell me the truth, man. Do you like the ideology of your star-studded player, Rookie of the Year, which I know a third of the people are so fickle, because I remember and I recall LVE Rookie Year, you couldn't say anything bad about him, but then the second year you was open to take everything bad about him. I remember Rain Dakota Prescott, his rookie year, who had an unbelievable rookie year, but 2017, he was the worst thing since sliced bread. He wasn't even the best thing since sliced bread. He was horrible for most eyes of the Cowboy fans. They turned on him. So I know know that the Cowboy Nation, they would turn on you so quickly. All I want my guy to do is just focus in on football, no extra stuff, no words that can be crafted and shifted and put out there to the Mecca the wrong way. But talk to me, man. Talk to me.
To answer your question, hell no.
Hell no.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah.
This is a Jerry Jones call, Law.
What he said?
Jerry Jones loved the media so bad that he got to get his star linebacker to go undisputed every Tuesday. Like he's on First Take right now. Come on, man.
No, I just don't like it. I don't like the antics of it, though, you know. I
understand the theme of Jerry Jones. We love our guys. We love our guys. But let's focus on the field, man. We got our star left tackle is out.
Right.
Let's fix that problem. Not create more jackass problems like having Skip Bayless of all people entertain our star linebacker.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous,
people, man.
I can have an hour conversation about that with you all, but what I wanted to say, man, is I look at the 2000 Ravens. They had a badass defense, no offense to speak of. Let's just be honest. They didn't. Their offensive line was garbage. They had two good running backs in Priest Holmes and Jamal Lewis.
Yeah.
But that was about it. We better than that offense.
You got to throw Shea up in there. It was Shea Sharp on there, you know. Club Shea
Sharp passed 5.
Right.
Okay, but we better than that offense.
Yeah, we are.
And then we got defense. And it's not just a paper defense. This defense is proven. We made plays last year, so we know what we got. Man. But let me. People act like this is a surprise that Tyron Smith hurt.
Yeah.
This is not no shock.
No.
Everybody's thinking for what? They need to be getting on the phone, and they need to be finding a veteran out here that can at least last for a little while, get those young boys some reps, and practice Josh Ball or whatever. Then I'm gonna just be real with you. Josh Ball is bad. He's bad, but he's not. He can get better, but he's not good right now. Malesko's hurt, but he's tough. So what? But what is Jerry Jones and Stephen Catboy Jones doing? And I say Catboy because he always wants to save money and don't want to do nothing to benefit this team.
No doubt.
In the short term. We trying to win now.
Yeah. Yeah, but we'll find out, man. All I can say is with this is that like I said about 2 hours ago, around this time last year, if I were to tell you that Zach Martin wouldn't play week 1 and then week 2,
the 20-point Cowboys.
Or even that, you know, we still prevail. So all I can say is, man, we just gotta wait and see, man. And that's gonna be my approach with this. The world and the fire and brimstone. The world is not burning over. It's the Cowboys. Tyron Smith. It's a known situation that he ain't gonna play all of the games, and I'm quite sure that this offense will figure it out. Man, I appreciate you, fam, for calling in.
I got one more thing to say, Law. This your boy Big Kev. That's my truth, and that's how I see it.
No doubt, Big Kev. That's my guy from the 318. All right, we got 3 more callers, man, and let's see, from the 417, you're live.
Hey, is this Law?
Yep, this is he.
Law, this is Cody Wilder calling from Springfield, Missouri. It's very good to be on the phone with you, buddy.
Oh, yeah, man, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah. I'm a real big fan of yours. I appreciate the positivity. Everybody around here is so negative, man. I cannot believe how negative people can get before the season's even started.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. That's the Cowboys because
so,
they're being fed this from the four-letter networks, and I'm just a neutralizer, man. I'm not saying that we're gonna win every game. People think that I'm saying that Cowboys gonna win every game. We're going 20-0. No, there's some losses in there. But what you got for the show?
There's gonna be ups and downs.
There's gonna be ups and downs, you know.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't watch much film of Tyler Smith coming out of college.
Right.
But what I have heard most about him is that his run blocking was great because he's got that gur in him. It's the technique part of the pass blocking that gets him in trouble. So from what you've seen, do you think he can be serviceable, you know, or do you think that we really need to go out and sign somebody? Do you think it's passable? Because I'm a big Dak believer. I believe in Dak Prescott all the way through and through. I wanted to take him in the second round. You know, I love me some Rain Dakota Prescott. I think he is going to take care of all that. So do you think that Tyler Smith can get us by?
In that capacity, yeah, I think that he can. I don't think that he's Larry Allen week 1. I don't think that he's Big E week 2. I think that there will be situations whereas we will know that it takes time for these guys to develop. And, of course, missing a Tyron Smith, I was listening to Marcus Spears this morning, and he was talking about the most thing that you're going to miss from him, the wisdom, the knowledge of the game. And new brooms sweep the floor good, but those old brooms can get the corner. And what you need is a guy who's been there before. And hopefully he will be that guy that maybe still be on the sidelines or give these guys some pointers and tips that can help us out down the season. But that's my only thing. We don't know yet until the game is played.
Right.
Yep.
All right, man, I won't hold you up much. I really appreciate talking to you. I wanted to add a little more positivity. We gotta believe in our quarterback. Dak Prescott, he's gonna get us where we need to be, the whole team. So
no doubt.
Thanks a lot, Law. Good luck with everything, bro, and I'll continue listening. Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys, man. I appreciate him. All right, so I hope you guys understand what I'm saying when I say that. All right, it's from the 281, you're live.
Hey, this is Bruce in Texas, in Houston. How you doing?
Shout out to you, man, all the way down there in Houston land, man. Talk to me, man.
Yeah, man, I'm in the sea of Texans fans here, but, man, I'm a true blue Cowboy. I used to be an Oilers fan, but when they moved on, these Texans ain't grabbed my heart, man.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with that, man.
Cowboys all the way.
Cowboys all the way.
There you go.
Yeah.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah. via the Oilers, though, you know. But, hey, we still take you, man. We embrace you, man. Talk to me, man. Talk to me.
Yeah, it's a pass. But I got nothing to say that hasn't been said about the tackle issue. I hope it works out. So I got to say, the thing with Micah Parsons driving me crazy, too, man. Yeah. I smell Jerry Jones and his promotion deal and all this. And you got to watch out because these New York people, this media empire, they're all in that little area. They don't like the Cowboys. They like to make money and get ratings off of them. But this is bad. And I don't trust Bayless either. So.
I don't trust him, man.
Oh, man.
I wouldn't react the way. Like, I'm not saying just by him being on the show, he's going to turn into this bad guy. But that's what they do. They flip the narrative. They like to flip. They are storytellers, right? You know, they like to paint the narrative that this is what is going on. You know, so that's how it goes, man. For me,
they can play psychology on it, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you get him up there and get his mind, you know, all twisted up, and then the next week he's out himself. That ain't right, man. He needs to rethink this. But you know, it's out of our hands. But we've said it, you know. And one thing on Turpin, I played defensive back in school, okay? You know, I didn't get nowhere. I didn't go to college. Well, you know, we all maybe played a little bit. And I do remember there's one guy about Turpin's size in high school who played a game against him. And I thought, man, I'm going to knock him on this behind. You know what I mean? Once he comes up to, I got the angle on it. you jump in the air. You know?
Yeah.
And you hit him, and you fall down, and he just bounce off you. You know what I mean? So I hope they do use him because there was a wide receiver in the Oilers. His name was Ernest Givens.
Ernest Givens.
He was on heavier. He 175, but man, he'll take them punches and he just keep rolling. But the only thing you got to worry about is a concussion, maybe, or maybe an ankle, ACL, what have you. But I do hope they take advantage of his skills because in the slot or the jet sweep, man, this guy could tear it up. We could see that. So let's all hope for the best. If the next caller come on, and thank you for that wrap up on the practice. That was awesome.
Hey, man, I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you for calling in, fam. You have a good day.
You too.
And a better tomorrow. So that's a good guy from here, man. We got last but not least, we got the 757. You are live, 757.
What up, Law? What up, Law? What up, Law?
Nothing
How
to
you
it, man.
doing, bro?
No, man, I'm chilling, man.
All right, man. So I guess every fan got their wish. We are going to be running the ball this season.
Right.
Because we have got to disguise the hell out of Josh Ball being on that left side if he actually happens to be on the left side. Now, me personally, I think if I was coaching, if I had to be the head coach of this team, I think I would just go ahead. As we scrapping everything, I'm kicking Tyron Smith out the left tackle. He played left tackle in college.
Right.
I'm just going to fast track him.
Right.
And we're going to put Connor McGovern back at left guard. I know that's not popular demand, but we're just going to have to fast track him because at this point, I'm looking to get rid of Tyron Smith. Okay.
Right.
I can't
strategy,
deal with
man.
this every season.
Yep.
You know, exactly. It's an exit strategy, and it's not a bad plan. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what? You know what kills me about Josh Ball? It's not the fact that he gets beat. He gets beat to the inside.
Yeah.
Like, the fastest way to the quarterback
is from the inside.
Is a straight line.
Straight line, yeah.
Exactly, bro. And you seen how I called in and I said it's hard to evaluate a quarterback when your quarterback is getting lit up like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the rush is coming from it's not what my coach used to tell me. I used to play O-line, yeah. My coach used to tell me is you take the D lineman where he wants to go. So if he's pushing hard inside, you need to push him hard inside. There's no reason he should get a free release to the inside. You can't coach grit and toughness. You are that. Maybe you could coach that when you're like.
Now here's what I'm saying. Here is Ball. Like since you talk lineman talk, and from what I was able to assess, is Ball technically just not there, or strength wise he's not there?
He's not there, bro.
I'm talking about strength wise, or is
I
it
don't
both?
think he has neither in my eyes.
What about on run? Like when you look at his run tape, like when he's actually pulling or when he's in front,
he's
So now talk to me, break it down.
On run block, you could disguise how bad because you're going to be cracking pads anyway. You know what I'm saying? And you could send tight ends to chip block. You could send fullbacks to chip block. There's so many different ways to disguise bad blocking on runs. You know, we used to call it as Bob, big on big. Right. So you're just hitting the first thing in front of you. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he needs that. He needs that. He doesn't need to be trying to go to second level off rip. Like, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't need to be hunting linebacker because he doesn't have that skill, dude. I'm telling you right now. You look at his feet, he is off balance.
I think he got to get lower, and his feet techniques, it's just terrible. I got my guy Pete says 28 reps, 225. He did it 28 times. So he got strength now. Now, of course, he don't have like the strength like big LA, but he do have strength. So 28 reps,
I'm gonna tell
225.
You like this,
Talk to me, man.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't care. I don't care what you bench press. If you ain't tough, you ain't tough. All right.
Well,
you can bench press. I done seen big dudes. We don't watch UFC. We watch UFC all the time. You see the biggest dudes get knocked out cold. I don't care how much you can lift, how much you cannot teach grit. You cannot teach grit. Either you have it or you don't have it, and he don't got it. He does not have it. I don't care. You give me all his stats. How many sacks he allowed in college? He probably allowed 0 sacks in college.
Okay.
Or some crazy number like that. But
Right.
some people just ain't cut out for this league, Law. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's some people that just say, dog, I was just talking to my wife like 2 days ago. She brought up Reggie Bush. I said, man, you know what? I look back at Reggie Bush's career. He was just another running back, bro. Like, but if you go back to college, man, he was the top. If you didn't even have to watch college football, you knew who Reggie Bush was. You feel what I'm saying? You knew who Reggie Bush was. But in the NFL, man,
Well, we'll find out because you remember Kenyon Green, right? 6'4", 328 pounds. I think he's going to my guy Eastside Harold's team, right? And he was known as that guy to be that physical guy, strong guy, right? And he bench pressed, like you said, he bench pressed that 225 14 times. So I get what you're saying. I get all of that, right? So we'll find out, like, technically, let's be real. Is this Josh Ball first year in the league? Technically.
No. Oh, you talk about, like, playing.
Games. Yeah, he redshirted all last year.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, if we talk about that, yes.
Yeah. So what are you trying to expect here? You know, if he got one thing down for the first 2 preseason games was the run block, you know, do you think that he should have been a complete production? Because what was Trevor Penning reason of him looking like the way he looked? And he was a first-round draft pick.
No, I get that. But my thing is this: the reason I opened the call of saying that I would just have Tyler Smith out there is just the attitude, man. It's just the attitude. It has nothing to do with all that other stuff. My man Tyler Smith get holding calls on the daily, but they didn't bench him in college because he was killing the guy across from him, and they knew for damn sure that Tyler Smith wasn't going to get the quarterback hurt.
Yeah,
they knew that for damn sure. That's my biggest issue with Josh Ball. You're going to have to disguise. You're going to have to roll coverages. You're going to have to do a lot to disguise him. Because I think we played the Rams week 3, and, boy, you already know Aaron Donald going to be on top of him.
Right. Well, we'll find out. We'll find out because, you know, the storyline was this right here. Week 2, the Cowboys going up against Bosa boys. Right, the Bosa boy. I forgot if it's Joel or Nick. Well, you remember last year, week 2, and all we had, the last impressions of what we had out of Terrence Steele was the 2020 season, and he held up for his, didn't allow a single sack. So it could be a situation whereas we'll find out week 1 what this team is all made up of.
Terrence Steele, I don't think he was as bad as Josh Ball showed on tape so far, man.
No.
You know,
did you go back to that Eagles game? Go back to that Eagles game in 2020?
I know, but he had some when you get beat to the inside constantly, man.
Right.
And you're not even willing to goddamn protect your quarterback and hold, bro. Like, I mean, I understand we don't want the goddamn hold, but I also don't want my goddamn quarterback head rolling on the goddamn turf. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, like, you don't even got that type of grittiness in you, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? To make sure that's not taking place. Like, I don't like it. I just don't feel safe for that right now. I just don't keep it a stack for you, bro.
I feel you on that, you know. But let me see if I can pull this up right quick. I've been looking for it. Because
go
ahead.
By the way, that Michael Parsons joint is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy,
I'm with
man.
you on that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But we'll find out, man, how everything else rock from here, man. I appreciate you for calling in, fam.
All right, bro.
Yeah, good call from you, bro.
Man.
Yes, indeed, man.
Yes, sir.
Good call from him. There are levels of.
Goodbye.
Gotta let her talk. There are levels of this, man. I'm not saying, look, and I don't want you guys to be sitting here saying, well, Law saying that Josh Ball is Terrence Steele, or Josh Ball is Tyron Smith, or Josh Ball is the end-all, be-all. And what I'm trying to tell you guys, one player don't make a team. It's 11 guys that's on the field at the same time. And how they work and utilize with those 11s, we'll find out. Whereas we don't know. Slide coverage protection could be different with Dak Prescott, with Josh Ball out there. We don't know if Cooper Rush pointed out the right proper Mike linebacker, or slide protection to the left side, or have the wherewithal to slide the running back to make sure that he give him extra protection on the left side. There are so many unknowns to this situation that we will look like a fool. Because just like we said before, on one end you praise not Mike McCarthy, but Will McClay. You praise Will McClay for finding talent. And then in the same breath, you dog Will McClay for the talent that he's found out there. So at what point do you trust Will McClay on his scouting evaluation of these guys? Look, go back and read my comments about Cavante Turpin. There was a lot of Cowboy fans said, he ain't going to do this, he won't do that, and all we seen was Cavante Turpin scoring 2 touchdowns in a preseason game. And those who were speaking boldly about what he ain't going to be able to do disappears. It is what it is. It is hard to find these players in the National Football League, and I'm quite new to telling you guys this, but it is the truth to this. Is that you got to sit back and wait for it to happen. Unfortunately, you can't be sitting on your couch, banging on the table for this guy and that guy, and not knowing that Will McClay is probably already combed through and read everything that you need to know about that. So that's all I'm saying on this now. And when we will find out down the line what can happen. Let me read some of the super chats, man. I appreciate y'all, man, so much. I know I missed out on a few of them. I appreciate you guys for reminding me. Shout out to you, Sean Mack. He says, no, not to worry at all. They have Collins waiting in the cut, right? And that's Avante Collins. I think that's how you say this man's name. And he played well in both preseason games, right? Appreciate you. Also, and I appreciate you for the 200 stars. Shout out to you, VIP. I see you in the chat. Joseph Thies, or is it Theisman? It's just Thies. Joseph Thies. He's saying, fly, Eagles, fly. Love the channel. Shout out to you, Joseph. May y'all continue to fly to the land of no victories, though, by the way. But I ain't gonna, you must be really.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
If you think your Eagles gonna beat us this year, I'm gonna bring all of the heat. I want all of look, I tell you what, I want to see the Eagles at your full strength. I don't want to hear nothing about this player hurt and that player hurt. I want to see y'all at y'all full strength, right? All right, and then Common Sense Lab, appreciate you. In life, we have to adapt when things go against our plan. If you want to make God laugh, tell people about your plans, right? I don't trust the adaptability of the offensive coaches to get us past this year. We rely on Will McClay too much. And I agree. I got a chance to talk to someone who's real close with the Cowboys community, and in the front office, and we had the same sentiments. We had the same conversation. Like, yeah, man, the Cowboys 10-2 depend on Will McClay. And then when things don't go right, then they say, hey, it's Will's fault, right? So it's a real situation with that. and I can't talk too much. I don't want to get canned over here of the person that I talked to about that. But Cowboy Nation, I really appreciate you guys for this marathon type of show. I got a lot of things to do today. I can't wait to see what's going on with the news and what the Cowboys are going to go get or what have you. Yeah, I know Monty is watching. See, Monty got an alias name in here. I know that's what it is. Monty. We got to bring you up since you're here, man. I know you're here, man. Let me tune in to some news outlets around the world and see if we can pick up Monty.
When your team is getting demolished like
we answered, I talked stuff, I thought we had it, but it goes to show you who's a better team, and I'm sticking Cowboys.
You're crying.
I'm hurt. I love my Eagles. I don't believe it.
You gonna flap the hat one more time for the Eagles for the hard fight you did?
Let's go Birds, fly, Eagles fly, still Super Bowl champs for now.
Monty look like he could play left tackle, though. Hey, let's call up Monty. Let's call up Monty, man. I know you're in here watching, Monty. I just feel you. I know you're up in here somewhere watching the Cowboys, right? Come on, Monty. Lock in. Lock in, Monty. What Monty gonna be singing? Oh, my gosh, man. Monty! It's Mr. Nasty time, Monty. I know he's somewhere in here. Shout out to you, Big D's, man. Appreciate you. I'm gonna read a few of the people comments before I rock, and we're gonna get on up out of here. But it's Q&A time. I'm gonna read a few of your comments before I get up out of here, and post me anything that you want me to read. It's a dig, because you already know everybody,
Everybody fake now.
Yeah, you already know how it is, man. Bobby, appreciate you. Jay Versick, he's his mastermind with the buttons, man. Appreciate you, man. Monty Burner Count, man. Monty, man, we love you over here, man. For Monty. Oh, my God. Joseph, are you Monty? If you are, man, I really appreciate it. Or East Camden, man, not funny. Come on, East Camden, you Monty. I need to know, man. I need to know somebody's in here, Monty. What Monty said, we talked stuff. What
we answered, I talked stuff, I thought we had it, but it goes to show you who's a better team.
Say it again.
And I'm sticking Cowboys.
You're crying.
You're crying.
I'm hurt.
Joseph, you're crying.
I love my Eagles. I don't believe it.
You gonna flap the hat one more time for the Eagles for the hard fight?
I am awake. Are you?
Let's go Birds, fly, Eagles fly, still Super Bowl.
Well, my Cowboys, I ain't gonna even lie. Side note, my Cowboys better win. My Cowboys better be, if we don't win no game this year, we better win 2 of them, because I know for sure. My guy, I am awake. Are you? Or East Camden, Philly 500, Philly 400, all of those boys. Philly Fan Talk, all of them going to be here. They be waiting. Lord Brunson, he going to bring his hat and everything. He going to be coming over here with A.J. Brown over here. Somebody, hey, Lord, how you feeling, Lord? So, Cowboys, on the simple strength, y'all better beat the Eagles, man. Yeah, man, because everybody, man, he going to have Jalen Hurts to call in. He going to be calling in everybody. Everybody going to be trying to call me, talking about, hey, Law, you all right, man? Law, you need something, man? You need some milk or something? It's all good, man. Even my brother going to be calling, Yo, let me get on up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all. Ghostface, he gonna be calling everybody, man. Yeah, they gonna know my number. I be having the number on the screen. They ain't gonna call when we win, but they gonna know the number by heart. They gonna be like, yeah, Law, 657-390-7391. Where you at, Law? I'm calling you. Why you ain't picking up the phone? Law is not picking up the phone. But I'm confident, because the last time you guys beat us, we had Benjamin, that new chick.
And that was the pandemic year. So I already know you guys, y'all ain't gonna call me, man. That's okay, man, because I'm already gonna have a party for my.
Gotta throw a party for my day ones.
My day one's gonna stay here locked, loaded, and call me every day, man. Let's get on up out of here, Cowboy Nation. I really appreciate everybody for being part of this beautiful episode. Even though you've seen some bad news, I promise you, good stuff is in there. Right? Good stuff is in there. Look, a fourth of you guys was angry and upset when Mr. Romo went down. Right? And then they put in Kellen Moore. He went down. They put in Sanchez. I believe he went down. And then all of a sudden, there was a battle. Jamel Showers. He had to hit the showers. And then there was Dak Prescott. Can you see how a discomfort situation made a comfortable situation for us now? And his name is Rain Dakota Prescott. So you never know. There are known knowns and there are known unknowns, right?
Simply because you don't have evidence that something does exist does not mean that you have evidence that something doesn't exist.
So the reality of it, Cowboy Nation, is that the truth? You never know. In most situations, the thing that you probably say to yourself that you're worried about, all of a sudden be dismissed. It happened just last year. Man, I actually had to pray to God, to Allah, Yahweh, and everything else when I heard the news that Big La'el Collins would not be able to play week 2. And I was sitting there like, man, dog, that Bosa, woo, he finna open up a whole arsenal. Because all the last tape we were able to see of Tyron Smith was from 2020. You guys remember? You see, when I'm wrong, I'll let y'all know. I ain't gonna be walking around with my chest out saying I'm right all the time. I'm wrong. Tyron still changed my mind, right? I was such in the doubt. I said, let him do it again. And then the next week, Tyron still changed my mind. And then the following week, Tyron still. It was not up until the coaching staff decided to get cute. And they said, let's go kick him to the left side. Oh, because of Tyron Smith. Remember the Denver game? Remember the Denver game, right? So what I'm trying to tell you guys, this team, they better be prepared, right? They just better be prepared. And I'm not saying that the guys that we do have on this front is ready yet. But I'm telling you guys, I don't want us to peak anyway in September nor October. The season is long. It's not a short one. The race is not to the swift, nor the battles to the strong. It's to thee that endure to the end. It's about making the unqualified qualified, right? And there's something about when you have that determination, that heart, soul, and mind to make something happen. I tell people all the time, having a PhD mentality, poor, hungry, and determined. And there's somebody opportunity to shine. I go back to listen to Cavante Turpin's interview. 5'0", 155 pounds. Right? The shortest, the smallest guy out there on the field, but he's not looking for excuses. He said he used that to his power. He's quicker than others. He can see things happen before they go. That's his powers. It's time for someone else to reveal theirs, right? Cowboy Nation, if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired of it, and it makes you hold all other things tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, plan for it, you can be 5'6" or nothing for it. If dogged and grim and besieged and beset it, You will get it if you put your mind to it. I told people before, a determination. A person with that type of mindset can dig a ditch with a spoon faster than a lazy man can with a crane. And when the end comes for me, let it find me conquering a new mountain, not sliding down an old one. And if I fall, I'm gonna try to land on my back, because if I can look up, I can get up, baby. Lord, why you being so optimistic? Well, I know what I'm gonna be when I close my eyes. And my name is called, because I'm optimistic that way. You can open up your eyes and have fire. I'm gonna open up my eyes and I'm gonna be on somewhere with boldness, grace, and mercy, talking to the Father. That's how boldly I want you guys to be as well. With your thoughts and with your mindset, baby. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. Let them hang, as Lady Queen would say. Come on, let's get it, baby. DC for life, not for short. If you DC for short, you can go the other way. I'm looking for the real heavy hitters, the hard hitters out there too. Let's get it, baby. That's my time. I'm about, baby. What Jerry said this morning.
I want me some glory hole.
Yeah, well, I hope you all can get some, Jerry. I'm about. One love. Ashanika, Pookie, Ray Ray. Y'all know. One love, baby. Monte!
Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's I got wifey on blingin' she freeze, photo, please, no photos, no G's, no, please, no photos.
It's a party, baby. Shout out to all the day ones. You're day one. Let me see D1 in the chat. Jay Lombardi, Dr. J, Joseph, Common Sense, or Joseph Monte. Let's go.
Gotta throw a party for my day ones.
Run it up. I used to be quiet and out of luck. Now I move
this
up and fumble cause they hating the jealousy. My mama telling me count up your blessings and run it up.
He's good. In the heat of battle, he don't miss. In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.
I got wifey on blingin' she freeze.
Come on.
Please, no photos.
Hey.
No, please, no photos.
Everybody sing now.
Well, what I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns. But there's also unknown unknowns. Things we don't know that we don't know.
Execute Order 66.
In my own lane,
Again.
I would never sell my only soul. Heard your whole team was for sale.
Emotional damage.
Who the realest we might never know. All this acting, you gon' play a role. Give you the world when they sign you up. Try you out and then they line you up.
Come on.
Now you're looking hungry, ribs are touching, need some food.
Need some food,
now
baby.
You're all on live acting surprised, but you
Tell
was
them
fooled.
it's Mr.
Nasty.
Nasty.
Come on. Your old news. Now you got the pen and pad, you're trying to take my
that right now you're feeling a bit like Alice, tumbling down the rabbit hole.
That boy cold-blooded with it, baby. Tell him lock in one more time. J-Rock. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Stephen A. Smith.
Nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Let's get it. Come on. Hey, ho. We about, baby. Appreciate y'all. Let's slow it down for the. Come on. Hey. Come on. Hey. Hey. What we tell them, baby? Come on. We gonna be at the game tomorrow, baby. Let's get it.
It's Mr. Nasty
Can't, baby. And you. Don't let the street lights hit you all alone. Come on. Next year, baby, I see you. Simi! Shout out to you, man. Scorpio, we love Simi Fihoko. Let's get it. For the kids. For the kids, baby. Let's go. Send me my dude.
Don't let the street lights get you all alone. You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights hit you.
If you watch it and you have not hit that like button, remember, you're listening to nothing but the best.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
If a paper crane can fly.
One love, y'all. I'm bounce. Be sure to sharing is caring. And if look, real talk, if I offended anyone, charge it to my head, not my heart. I know we got sensitive people out here. Oh, I'm sorry, soft. Well, I'm sorry. Just charge it to my head, not my heart. There you go. That's a better way to clean it up. I appreciate y'all. One love.
He needs some milk.
If a baby
I love y'all, man. I'm just having fun. I don't mean to be brash or anything. I love y'all, man. I really do, man. I do. I love y'all, man. I do, for real talk.
You have to be your biggest fan. And when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's
that
something
shame button
inside
is
of
just
you
crazy,
that says,
man.
because you don't know who you're going to be,